What do you reckon?
Pink Parabox.
Yeah.
Wasn't listening. Suing Twitch for butts.
Twitch for butts.
Twitch for butts.
Carrie Fisher was stoned out of her mind when she did the scene.
Ew, get off Halle Berry. She's too good for you. Finally got around. No, when you're ready.
I'm a bastion of manners. Don't you tell me how to do my job. And never crossing the line. Spit that pipe out of your mouth and give it to me harder.
Pop something in there.
You reckon he's going to put his dick in there?
Oh, he's just made it. Hang on, I know what I'm going to do.
Cartoon butt in shorts?
Because I'm getting back into toast. Billions. Welcome to Back Pocket. It's Thursday, the 14th of April, coming at you live from Melbourne, from Sydney, and from the Blue Mountains, which are technically also in Sydney. And it's starring Stephanie Van Dixon. There's a little Will. There's a little Will. There's a little Will. Confidence. Peter Burns. There he is. There he goes. And he's back again. Peter Burns. And my face. My name is Gus. Welcome tonight to Double Face Gus. And welcome everyone to the show this week. Coming at you from home. Those claps.
And the claps have carved it. The claps have carved it. Kill them now. Put them out of their misery. Tonight on the show, I didn't write this bit. Nick usually does. Nick's not here. Nick's sick. But we're here, and you can take solace in that. That's the intro.
Oh, that was a bit lackluster, mate.
I forgot to write it, didn't I?
It's Thursday, the 14th of April, and you're watching... Yeah, we already did that bit.
That's the bit. We didn't do the bit. Because coming up tonight, Lego, which I'm saying like let's go, into the mines as we stack some cards and chase some ghosts, and that's the intro. Thanks for the claps.
Are you just going to say that's the intro after everything?
It's my way of saying, Pete, get off this single shot. That's the intro.
Amazing.
Yes, as I mentioned before, Nick has come down with a little touch of COVID, as has his whole family. So we wish him and the rest of his family well tonight as they bunker down. And we thought we would also join him in a vigil from home as well. We wouldn't bother going in. We thought, why not do this as well? There's a little sick Nicky down there as well. But how's everyone else feeling? How are you guys? Will, first of all, you're here with us for the whole show. How's things going in Melbourne? Sunny old Melbourne?
Good. It just never rains. It is the strangest thing. I have been here for 6 months. Not a droplet of rain. Like, maybe droplets, but not like soak. It's just like a mist, and it's wild.
Which makes me sad, because with your current hairdo, all I want to see is wet Will. I just want to see you stuck in a downpour with that hair, flicking that hair around, flicking your wet locks.
He's jealous. He's thinking back to his long hair days, and he keeps talking about how he wants to go back, but he knows it's
It's slowed down. It's like it knows I want it to grow out, and it's just, no, it's not happening.
I'll stay like this in solitude for you, Gus. I'll just hold my hand like this.
Can you in the... Because we're doing a Star Wars Lego thing tonight, I'll hold mine too. Can you make a little ratty? Can you do a little Padawan ratty with a rubber band for us?
That.
We do.
I don't know how to
make
do that.
a little ratty.
That's what he had. He had he had a rat tail and a ponytail. A little Padawan ponytail. So I think that's where we're going, Will. Forget the Luke look. I want to see naughty's Ewan McGregor.
Naughty Ewan McGregor.
Like naughty Ewan McGregor.
I would also like to see naughty Ewan McGregor.
I think we all
Very
would.
well done. Thank you so much. And Green Tornado, thank you for the tier 1 subs. 5 of
wow.
them. Oh my lord. And Middle C, oh my
Amazing.
lord.
Middle C, oh my god.
Very generous, guys.
It's nice to be looking at a chat. It's been a while since I've seen a chat. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time. I feel like I've been in another dimension.
You have been away for weeks.
Yeah, tell us, Steph, how's been your adventures?
Good. Yeah. No, I had a family holiday, which was amazing. And then I flew straight from there to Melbourne for the F1, which was unreal. They told me at the last minute that I got to take a +1. Peter was keen to get home to our fur babies, and Nick being the gateway drug to F1 for me, it seemed only right that I invite him, and I was very excited to do so. Assuming he'd say no, because I thought he'd be like, "Oh, I have family commitments and stuff." He was like, "Steph, yes. Oh my god, yes, Steph. Oh my god, I can't believe it, Steph." Yes.
We were here. I've never heard him on the opposite of that. He's like, I was going to vomit. I was going to cry. I was going to, like, the emotions that were going to come out of him along with the bodily fluids were the first time I'd heard him genuinely excited about doing a non-family thing in years.
Yeah, he was like hyperventilating. It was really cool. And it was nice to kind of just like, have a few days out in Melbourne together. We just like, partied it up. We had no idea what we were in for in terms of like access and stuff, because I think Red Bull are kind of like, come and, you'll enjoy yourself, but we don't know what we can promise you until like right before it happens a lot of the time. So they were just like, and then they were just like, "Hey, you want to go in the garage?" And I was like, "Yes." They're like, "Hey, do you want to listen to the radio so that the drivers and the team can like you can get all of that kind of chatter?" I was like, "Yeah."
Hey, do you want to sub in for a quick lap? Like they're in front.
That
so
definitely felt like it was next. And then at the last minute, we were like turning to leave the garage, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to like go through to the podium when they like give the guys the trophy?" And I was like, "What is happening?" We just kind of got surged with the crowd, and we're just like showing our passes, like that scene in Wayne's World where we get to go backstage and see Alice Cooper, and we're like, "We're not worthy." It was really exciting. It was amazing, but it was also just like it was so much over the course of 3 days, and I was trying to film it and vlog it, and I am just not a good vlogger. I'm trying to carry stuff around. Nick is lugging my tripod, and I'm trying to like film things, but also
at least you made him work for it.
Nick is a tripod. Why did you carry one? Just take him.
He does have a massive penis.
Very normal sized.
Very normal
sized. That's
normal tripod size. You haven't undone that clip, Pete, and slid the leg out like a tripod leg.
So it was fun. It was really cool. But then, I'm sure you guys have seen me. Anyone who follows me on Twitter will see that I've been complaining about my lost bag. The thing is, I said I didn't go out all weekend because I was like, I need to focus. And then on the last night, so we're flying home the next day, they were like, "Come out," and I was like, "No, I'm really tired, and I'm going to go to bed." But then I felt like, oh, well, they've been so nice this whole time, and like I feel like I should fulfill my obligations by attending this party.
By drinking and eating everything they provide for me.
Yeah. And so that I went, and it was super fun. But then some lady got really angry at me, like I was trying to steal her husband by talking to him. And Olga just got really messy. And so then I decided to leave. But then she came up and she was like, "I'm so sorry about what I said before. I didn't know who you were," as if that would make a difference. And she's just like, "Besides, you know what? I got to protect my shit. You know how it is." And I was like, "Yeah." It was like some kind of like, I don't know, like year 11 dust up at a high school party. It was so weird. It was, I would say, one of the highlights of the weekend.
And she stole your luggage. Clearly that's where this went, right?
I think that's what happened, because when I arrived at the airport.
Like, you steal my husband, I steal your bag.
Yeah, it was Armageddon, and I was kind of I'd heard people had been losing their bags, and because I had packed my bag in 6 minutes, my SD card was buried somewhere in there, and I was like, "Oh God, this is a mistake." And I said to the lady, I pointed at the label, and I was like, "Just checking, because my flight's been moved to an earlier one. This is correct, and it's going to the right place." She's like, "Yep, off it goes." She's like, "I've checked at the label. You'll get your bag on the other side." Well, I didn't, and there was a lot of stuff in there, including all my footage from the weekend. So fingers crossed, it comes back.
Well,
was that lady behind the desk checking you in the woman you encountered at the nightclub?
I think she was just wearing like a Palpatine style robe, and she was just like in the corner.
Well, considering everything went so well for you guys, if you just go back to Red Bull and be like, "Guys, I've lost my footage. Would you mind just quickly running the race again just for us? We've got those passes. Can you do a quick another..."
Or they can send you to Spain for the next one.
Ooh, good tactical move.
Do you reckon anyone will notice if I just sub in the track from the next race?
I was going to suggest... I'll just kit and just film that.
Oh, yeah.
Just film like, these are my
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea. And then I can just film some green screen shots of me going, "Yay!" And then I'll get Will to just put it on.
Yeah, Will.
He's very clever.
You'll also be the crowd and background, all of you. Very good.
He knew it was coming.
You were in Melbourne. Could you hear the Grand Prix?
I could. I actually went because my parents are down at the moment, and we went up to the sky deck, which is kind of like the tall building to look out of. And there's like a section where you can just stand in the open with protection, and we could hear it just vibrating through the city all the way to a tower.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Very
Really
cool.
Oh, and we had we were, I think it was the second day, we were in the back of the car on our way to the race. It was like second day of practice and qualifying and all that kind of stuff. And one of the Red Bull team was just like, I think someone has pulled out, so we have like one spare ticket. And we'd had a couple of messages from Will's mum being like, Will's dad is a huge F1 fan. Do you reckon you could like sneak him in for 5 minutes? And I was like, it doesn't really work like that. It's a whole QR code thing. Like you can't just kind of sneak in. There's no like sneaky entrance. So when they were just like, do you know anyone who would want to go? I was like, a few people. And then I looked at Nick and he was like, Will's dad. So Will's dad went, and it was awesome. He had the best time.
He did. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to push them in that story and be like, yeah, but we never got around to that. It's like,
no, he went there, and we got Roxy sent us a photo of him, just his face and this like in his F1 hat, just being like, "Yay!"
I want that photo.
I'll find it. I'll try and get it for
super cute.
Otherwise, we'll just green screen Will's dad for the background. We'll steps out the footage, and
we taught him how to do a selfie. It was a weird thing, like. I've never considered that he doesn't know how to turn the phone around. And it was in the car on the way there. I went, Dad, can you give me your phone? He's like, why? And I'm like, you can do, if you press this, it'll face you. And it happened. He went, I'm not doing that. And then he had a wonderful day. He kept calling us and telling us how it went. And then at the end of it, I went, did you do any selfies, Dad? And he's like, no, I didn't do any. But then I saw Mum's Instagram story just sliding through. There's this photo of his face. And I'm like, he wasn't proud enough. The Mum stole it.
FaceTime them and then screenshot them while they're FaceTiming. That's how you get the selfie if they're struggling. I have done that one.
And it's a classic dad selfie too, of just like...
Is it low angle, up the chins? It's right in close.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Good. All right, we'll get that on.
I'll track it.
Put that up later on the show. Wonderful. We're glad you're back and all is well. We hope your luggage finds its way back too. And we should move on with the show as usual. But before we do, we need to give a big shout out to our sponsor who's powering tonight's episode of Back Pocket, and that is, of course, Broadband. They've been with us over the past month. Thank you to Aussie Broadband for powering up Back Pocket. Bloody good broadband. Bloody good.
Bloody good.
You could too have some bloody good broadband in your house by checking out a bloody good Twitch page, which is ours. You're already here, and go down and check those about panels below, and you'll be able to get a bloody good deal. If you head down there are a couple of codes: BackPocket10, which will get you $10 off 6 months every day and family plans. And if you're feeling like stepping it up, go in the premium, the deluxo. Why not get yourself a little bit more money off? With the code BackPocket20, and you'll get $20 off for 6 months on the high speed, the super fast, and the home ultra fast. That's combining words that just definitely mean you're never going to see a loading bar. You're never going to even, browsers are popping up. YouTube videos are not buffering. You got the deluxe.
I'm just realizing right now, because we're with Aussie Broadband, I'm just realizing right now that I should have used that code.
Yes. Is it too late?
I still can. And
you can do
will.
a cheeky cancel, and then when they're like, oh, can we lure you back? You're like, you can straight away use with the same operator. Because I hear from everything we've spoken about and from you guys as well, they have wonderful call centers and service there as well. So I'm sure someone would be up if you called them, Pete, for a bit
That's
of
what I was going to say.
The old cancel gag.
I don't need to. You don't need to do the cancel dance. You don't need to do the cancel dance. I could call them up and say, "Hey, can plug in the BackPocket 20 code for me," and they would do it. Actually, there's a really good backend for a user interface for better than any ISP at the very least deserves to have. Of here's a very obvious, intuitive backend menu system for you, the owner of this connection. So I could probably punch it in there.
And I was going to say, no one suggested this in the whole month, but hey, we can't officially say this. If you want to, try BackPocket 30. Try BackPocket 50. We don't know. We don't think they'll work. We've officially got BackPocket 10 and 20, but chuck another one in there just as you do, like when you're about to buy something. Throw in a couple of extra codes. Something might happen. Something probably won't. But needless to say, give it a whirl and get yourself some bloody good broadband.
It'll be a fun experiment nonetheless.
Free? Yeah, Pocket free. Pocket, they pay me for internet? Yes, big caveat. We cannot assure that that'll happen, but we can assure good internet, and so can Aussie Broadband. So get down there and get yourself a good internet. And thank you to them for sponsoring the show. All right, speaking of the show, we should kick things off with the rest of the show with a segment I like to call I'm just saying.
Oh God.
Nick goes high, I go low, and it's
Lovely.
presented by BuriBuri. BuriBuri, if there's any legitimacy to those fraudulent codes I just gave out there, please back me up with some legalese, if you would, and make sure we don't end up in hot water, because you are the show's lawyer, and we appreciate you for that. And appreciate you for this segment. This is, of course, our gaming week, apparently, as well as the script says, which I don't.
I forgot my sunset lamp. Wait, this arrived from
God,
Amazon and I was going to use it. It was an Instagram ad.
Is this what you've been playing?
Kind of. It's got one light, 4 colors, but there's like a million different options. Wait,
But why?
Well, hang on.
But why?
Well, Steph, you've had a busy week, and there's less to talk about game-wise, so why don't we let you set up your sunset lamp, and you can give us a review of that as... Oh, it's already plugged in. It's already done.
ooh.
That's a quick setup.
Oh, that
will
ties
say
in. If you had 2 of those, it would tie in very nicely.
I will say though, it
to
says
Will's
one light, 4
game.
colors, but on the picture it had like a bajillion options. I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't let
Is this
me.
just an orange lamp, Steph?
It sure is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
it looks,
disappointed,
it looks
but I didn't
it looks
even buy
kinda
it.
cool.
It's like
that not the
Wait,
sun?
it might be...
USB spotlight.
Oh,
Is the sun
Can't
not
see it
just
behind
an
your head.
orange lamp?
Oh, dear.
Oh, this doesn't have batteries. Damn it.
Will, tell us about your game this week.
Tell
Do you want me
us
to tell you
about-
about a game?
Why
This
not?
game, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I have played a lot of this, and I've still not played all of this, which is, quite a shock for Will. This is a big game. If you don't know what the Skywalker Saga is, that's fair, because it's a term that doesn't really mean anything unless it's about Star Wars. So I'll explain what that is. That's 9 movies. That's all the ones that go through. That include the Skywalkers. And if you don't know what a Skywalker
Anything with
is,
R2D2 in it.
So there's no
that's a good.
Skywalking
Well,
in
no,
Rogue
R2's
One.
in everything.
There's no... It should be the R2
Shit.
saga.
No, because
There's
R2's
no-
in Rogue One, and he's not in Solo. So
Is there either a weird cameo in Solo or Rogue One? Or
Well, here is the epitome of why it's an R2D2 game, because you can just attack your maker. So Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is all 9 of the Skywalker films in Lego form, reworked from the ground up. They've obviously appeared in their own. The other trilogies have appeared in their own games. Completed thing. This is all brand new. Sorry, spoilers, Nicrotex. That is the canon way things go down. And so I will say up front that I didn't think I was enjoying this as much as I did until I put in a lot more time. Pete, you tuned in while I was streaming this, and I
did.
was like, grumpy man.
hang on, can I ask? Because Avexia just pointed out, skip the first 6, 7, and 9 are the only good movies, which says more
interesting,
about Avexia's film watching habits
Yeah,
than
that's
actually the
interesting.
Star Wars
Yeah.
films.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask,
Yeah.
where did you go? Because we had a little play of this on the show, but we just basically
Last
jumped
week?
in.
Yeah, so you did A New Hope.
We started with A New Hope.
Yep.
And was your grumpiness based on which game, which
Well,
movie you
it's-
started?
Not particularly. It's a strange game because you can start, if you don't know, you can start at the start of any trilogy and then play through those trilogies. And so they've had to basically balance the game to introduce stuff for the full 9 movies. So it's a strange thing that I played through episode 1 and 2, and I was still learning things, but there were a lot of things I couldn't do. So then I skipped to 7, and it introduced a new class of character that could help me do things in the open world. And so it's a really strangely designed game because
It's a Metroidvania.
yeah, totally. You're constantly, so there's constant backtracking that is very unique for the Lego games because they're usually quite small. There's usually like 4 different types of characters, whereas in this, within a class of characters, some characters can do specific things. Like here, Obi-Wan can do these mind trick stuff, but I was playing as Obi-Wan and Jedi in episode 1 and some of the
Is that
sequel
because
stuff.
are you unlocking these? Because in the little bit we played, we were like, when we played as a character, suddenly we were hot
You could
swapping
do
to
that
that one.
thing.
Does that mean you can carry characters that aren't canon or that aren't in that film into that once you've unlocked them?
Similar to the other games is like a free play mode where you can go back to the levels as different characters.
The first run through, you only get the ones that are relevant to that.
That are from the scenes. So it's a weird. It is a stunning looking game as well.
If you
But,
squint, you can't tell that's Lego. Like,
Totally.
I know,
that's what's
it's
so cool
amazing.
about that Death Star
And also the
trench.
design of the Death Star, it was.
it's all greebles.
It was made out of Duplo in the 70s.
It's also the story, like the little gags within it are some of the best. I think you guys mentioned it. Like, I would, as much as I've enjoyed the game, I would almost wish they'd put their time into a like 10-hour film that's just the film's condensed, because all the cutscenes are great.
Yeah.
And the voice acting, because that was something I was a bit worried about, because they've gotten, I think, Billy D. Williams and Anthony Daniels from the films, Lando and 3PO. As I said, there's not much else going on. But they've also got a bunch of the voice actors from the Clone Wars. So it's really cool. You get to hear Obi-Wan and Anakin with their voice actors do the things that you've grown up with, which is pretty cool to hear.
And you've really turned around on this, because you even tweeted about how much you weren't enjoying it. And I was like, that's a shame.
And I will say, I still don't love the open world. Because sorry. Yeah.
This is something, I was just going to ask about that, because we didn't get to that when we played it last week. We just did a couple of linear levels.
We did the Mos Eisley port.
We got to Mos Eisley, and it seemed to be like there's some stuff to do here. But from my understanding is you can then like go back to those hubs and kick off more missions, and that's kind of encouraged to be like, here's planets.
So almost apart from these like boss battles, everything is a hub world, and the first time you go through it in the story, that's kind of how you're experiencing it. But those side things are there, but maybe you're a Jedi and a droid, so you can't do a lot of them. And then in the free play, which is the open world aspect, you can come back to them. And it's legitimately, I don't think it's bad. I think it's me as a gamer not liking open world things. And so there's just a lot of fat between what has been the Lego games for so long, which are these kind of linear things, that when I get to the open worlds, I'm like, it legitimately, I think 7 to 9 might be where you should start, because it feels like where they've put a lot of the effort to make it exciting. Maybe it's because of the films. But the other, like Phantom Menace, there's 2 levels where you follow a Gungan to a place, and it's like, this is terrible. So
that's that's like the episode 1 game that was on like Xbox, or no, it was on PlayStation, and there was like 3 levels down in the Gungan city. I was like, I don't want to spend any more time here than the film did.
The planet core.
But it's obviously, they have to find more things for you to do, and maybe these ones are a bit more relevant because they're newer.
Because they're newer,
From the perspective of someone who hasn't, I've played a few of the Lego games, but they seem to be, because you're saying they're usually linear and the open world stuff is off-putting. It seems to me that it's just because they're so starkly different. These are very linear levels, and the open world is very much an open world. Yep. And there's no, what's the connection there? They just seem like they're weirdly 2 different games in the same thing. Whereas from my memory of playing Lego games in the past has been that, yes, they're quite linear, but they do have spaces that are much more open than this.
Yep.
And give you, go up that little path because you got to break a thing up there to turn it into the turret down the other end. And so you might go up 3 different paths to build the one thing in the central area. But
it's not an
feels
open
like this
world,
is much tighter, really, to just get to the next cutscene, which are great, but not really a lot of game.
There's not a lot of game in terms of the levels. Like, and it might be the fact that I played episode 1 and left it for a while, but now I've been playing through a lot of stuff. There's some sweeping pans. This is some good game stuff.
Look at those hand maze.
It's such a stunning game. But yeah, there is a frequency of cutscenes which can get annoying, because it's like, and because it feels like a very economical game, despite being delayed so many times. There's a lot of cutscene that I'm like, that should probably be game. Like what you're doing there feels like
looks fun,
which is bad when you know that moment's coming up too, and you're like, I'm excited to do that thing, and then they're like, no, this was a cutscene. Like,
this isn't for you. There's and it's like the Phantom Menace. I mean, it doesn't have much going on, but it's like they skip over things that could have been levelized, and then give you the fish coming up behind you for like 10 minutes, and it's like a Crash Bandicoot on rails just at the camera. It's like, I don't want this. But yeah, this is some more of the open world stuff. And if you're an open world fan, I think you'll milk this and you'll have a lot of fun. But it's still the same like game trying to be an open world, and it doesn't feel. And it's so much of franchise based games. It's like maybe the next time they try to do this, it will be very good. But this feels very basic in terms of what an open world Lego game could be.
The discussion's still going around this game is like, it's a kid's game because it's based around a toy, but it's like the majority of people I've been listening to have been enjoying it, have been 30-year-olds and stuff who grew up with the films, and that there's still enough game in there. But like you're saying, there is still that element of like it's open world light in the sense that stuff still doesn't feel as like dense as some people enjoy falling into an open world. It is still going to have its limits, and then it's going to come. Your enjoyment will be measured based on how much you just like finding little references to the films and stuff, which is, I think, why we just assumed, Will, you would be like losing your mind over this.
And the deeper I get into it, and I still have film, like I haven't played through episode 5 and 6 or Rise of Skywalker, so there's still like more to enjoy, which is exciting for me, and I'm sure I will love those things. It's just strange for me as a person that picks up an IP game and is like, I love this enough to platinum it or like to do as much as I can. I'm not feeling the tug, especially for these space battles are very strange. It's an odd way to control the ship. I can't remember quite, but the sticks. It's like, for me, there's always a strange thing of if the vehicle is constantly moving, I don't quite like that. I like to be able to push forward to accelerate.
You mean it's on rails a little bit, and you're kind of just...
It's always accelerating.
Yeah.
The ship is just always trying to go forward, and you're like, I just want to slow down.
You don't have that control. Yeah, I guess I thought they were kind of making it easier for you, and I guess maybe they are, because they're trying to keep the controls simple, so they're just giving you one less thing to worry about. I guess from my perspective, whenever I think about these games, and particularly looking at it as open world, I can't think of anything I would want to do less than play an open world Lego game with the sort of systems of combat and controls as they are. However, if I was a parent buying this game for my kid, I would want it to occupy them for as long as possible.
Absolutely.
And I think they would enjoy all of the busy work. And it's kind of like my first open world game for a kid who's kind of coming into video games. So I kind of respect it from that perspective.
Oh my God.
Sure. And you brought up combat. That is one of the new things in this as well. They've added combo systems. So, and you basically go up to an enemy and press 3 of your buttons on your controller that have all been mapped to a type of attack. It's a strange thing because a lot of the enemies take 3 hits or even 1, and it's like, how do I combo these 6 guys?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're seeing here, right? This little slot.
This thing on the side there.
Up and right. So that's the meter. But is there any wrong combo? It's just like there's a combo for every combination. Yeah, right.
Totally. Yeah. You just hit buttons.
Yeah. You just can't hit the same button button twice in a row. Was it? It was like
it said that, but I think you can.
It didn't matter.
You definitely can.
Just hammer buttons.
I know they stack up, but I think in order to do the flare ones, it's like go
unique.
XYB XYB, and it will do like crazy stuff.
Totally, yeah. So it's a simple thing, and like you say, Steph, it's hard to remember when you're an adult playing a kid's game that it is a kid's game. But it's just one of those things of like it does feel early days of this type of game. So and at the same time, they're also like, I'm going to say 20 games deep. And they have done kind of open worldy things, like the Marvel games generally are New York.
The DC ones had like a whole Gotham you could play around in as well, and
so they've kind of done them before. This is the first time they've treated it with side quests and like a kind of deeper open world. Those ones are kind of like go up to someone and it'll activate a time trial or something. But this is the first time they've really gone. You can go planet to planet. Someone will be like, go to Tatooine and you're on Coruscant or something like that.
Always go to fucking Tatooine.
I feel like video games of the future, like 15, 20 years from now, will have the level of accessibility options of not just like how difficult do you want the game to be, but how complex do you want each system to be so that someone who is young can play this and enjoy it as much as someone who is older.
Yeah. I mean, we're already seeing that in games like Forza, like the amount of like granular and Guardians of the Galaxy had a pretty granular system. The Last of Us, Ratchet and Clank, like we're getting better and better at it. So it's cool to see.
I can't wait till kids can play The Last of Us. It'll be a great.
I know they're going to kick out in the old golf club.
The one thing I just wanted to add about Lego games, and I think there is one coming out. Will, I even think you tweeted about it. The one thing that has always made me sad about Lego games, I think I played like the first one on original Xbox, and I thought, great, there's going to be a way to put bricks together and make something silly. And the first time I held down a button and watched a character go, I was like, okay, that's a way to do that. And then, as you said, there's been like 21 games, and I'm like, I know they've added some elements occasionally of maybe like stick this to that, but for me, it's always been like, why can't I literally pop a head off or, just do the stuff I did with Lego? I did more than just take the heads off, I promise. But it's like, there is a Lego game coming out soon that looks like it is a free form kind of like make your own
It gives you a plate
vehicles
and just build something. Yeah.
just play with that and do objectives and stuff, which is the thing I still feel sad every time I see Lego being used like this. It's like, there's no creativity in it. But it is a very creative looking game, I guess. So
you would think even down to just a character creator.
Well, that's the big
for something
people are very disappointed because all the Star Wars games beyond the first one had a character creator. They're taking it out of this, which was quite sad.
Oh, well, I mean, we're just watching. What we're seeing here is just Will, bit by bit, slowly lose the joy and love as he grows up. And it's just another step in that.
We're seeing Will.
That is true. There's no custom character
Lego
creator,
Will.
so he just made himself a Lego bear.
Look at that.
That's a naughty Ewan McGregor.
That's a naughty Ewan. Naughty
So
Ewan.
naughty.
Naughty Peter, what have you been playing?
I've played a couple of things. I've played a game called Biota. I think it's Biota. It's an acronym, and I'm not sure what the acronym
What's it for?
stands for. It's
Make one up.
Bionic Idiot on the Apple.
Asteroid.
Asteroid.
On the ass. Bionic Idiot on the ass.
Yeah.
It is a 2D action platformer, Metroidvania, all the buzzwords of how to make a retro game in 2022. It is a lot of style and just enough substance to make it pretty enjoyable.
As the saying goes.
As the saying goes. This is the tutorial right at the start where you're kind of like... it really has like lent into the, I guess, early... I mean, 80s visually, but for me, my reference point is the early Duke Nukem games. I was half expecting to see, are you a bad enough dude to save the president pop up? And the story is like this A-team traveling to an asteroid in an alien style thing. There's like a mining facility, scientists are on it, and this plague thing has broken out and is turning all of the people into sludge monsters. So go and save them. Whatever they were mining has corrupted them. Very basic story, but the gist of it is a really like snappy action platformer with a little cast of characters that each have an individual weapon and special ability that you then take through the abandoned facility or the decaying facility to try and find survivors in an attempt to rescue them.
Are you a little dude with glasses and a mohawk here, or am I just making that up from the little pixels I was seeing? Because the thing with such limited pixel data is like, what am I seeing in this character?
It's like it's 4-bit. Like it's like I don't. And
It took a leaf out of early Mario and was like a mustache makes the face more distinct.
It's the coolest thing about it, and they know it as well. One of the main things that you do in the game is collect different palettes. You hit start and there's like resume and palettes, and you can change the look of the game. So you just change the 4 colors that are rendered on the screen, which is a cool idea. But the problem with 4 colors is that it's often very hard to distinguish, and part of it is their design, but it's hard to distinguish what's foreground, what's background. There's flames spitting up. There's asteroids falling down.
I was going to say the asteroids were very confusing.
Confused the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I'm still finding things deeper into the game. This is still the tutorial. Deeper into the game that I'm like, I need to encounter it a few times before I know how it works. And I still don't have an immediate visual understanding of a thing when I see it. So that's definitely like the biggest downside that I've found with the game.
It's funny when they retro engineer stuff like this, and as you mentioned, but and it's it can be a hindrance, but I love that it has to be, considering it's a modern game by design now. When you transition screen across from screen to screen, there's that moment where all the enemies haven't spawned yet, which was something that just old Game Boys and stuff had to do. It's like that clearly was a design choice here, where they've gone, as he moves in, then everything appears, and it's like we're so used to seeing it, we're like, that's probably the engine. I'm like, no, someone had to retroactively be like, now take out a functioning part of this game so we feel nostalgic. It's amazing.
Yeah. Anytime you move to a room, you have to clear it of its enemies. As soon as you leave frame and go back in, all the enemies have respawned. And the concept is that you get, and I don't know if we'll see it in this footage, but it's very clearly laid out, which I think is the strongest part of it, is that if it weren't really obvious the progress you were making, it would be frustrating to look at and to go back into a room and go, oh, those things are back. What am I even doing?
Yeah.
But you open up the map and it shows you the screens. It doesn't show you what's in the room, but it shows you you're in this screen, which connects to a screen to the right and a screen below it, and you're mapping out the area. So you fill in a rectangle once you enter a room. So you've got here it is. You've got a very clear indication of where you've been, where you still need to go, which rooms you'll need to pass through in order to get to the places you need to get to. And whenever you find any point of interest, like the elevator to get back to the surface, or a door that will lead to another area that might be key code locked, or a character that you need to save but can't access yet because you need to do something in and around the world, it'll mark that for you. So whenever you look at the map, you're like, right, I know that's there, and I'm making my way up to try and find the way to navigate to that properly.
Well, you know this all now after playing Metroid Dread and falling in love with it after my suggestion. So there's already similar gameplay mechanics that you're now very accustomed to, I imagine.
I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Metroid Dread, and I don't think this is a better game necessarily, but I think it's definitely a simpler game, and I think that was more appealing to me. It is a struggle sometimes to get past the graphics, but the progress that you're making is so apparent that it's really satisfying every session. You go, cool, I did a thing. I cleared this map. I know that this whole node is now, I've seen everything in it. And even like an Ori and the Blind Forest, which I think are beautiful games, it's like, this is an 8-hour experience where an Ori is, 16, 20-hour experience. I know that when I've cleared a room, it's done. There wasn't something that I missed. There wasn't as much Metroidvania in like, oh, I don't know how to swim yet, so I can't go through this area. And maybe there's a bit more of that later on, but it does definitely feel like you're navigating through each area as its individual design thing, and you'll come back to it. The other thing, this person just picked up an expansion to anything you kill basically drops some of the material that's been mined from this planet, which is a currency. And you'll encounter on the surface and in every node on the map, so any major area on the map, there's black markets, so you can find vendors in what feels like a very Spelunky way. It's like, oh, there's a shop here. Cool, I'm going to go on and see what they've got.
That map grid layout actually looks like, usually that now those Metroid maps have to be really intricate, and you're right, the Ori maps always look really beautiful. That is quite literally a grid where it's like, this one you can go left and down, this one you can go left and up, and it's like, it makes sense for the design of the game, but you're like, Jesus,
it's so how to finish the game. I love it. So there's palette on the main screen as well. It's like, choose how you want this game to look.
See, Mohawk and glasses.
Yeah, he's got sunnies. Yeah, up the top. Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Yeah. It's amazing what they can do with 20 pixels, I'm going to say.
This game's on GOG for like $13 or something like that. And I feel like that's a good price point for this. It's a solid little experience. And if you like Metroidvanias, you should get a kick out of this if you're looking for something that you're going to breeze through. It is challenging. The combat's challenging, but there's like really a solid save system. Once you clear a map, you can just hit a single button, and it's almost like emulator save state. It's like, boom, saved, cool. When you die, you'll spawn in exactly this position with this amount of health. Yeah. And you can at any time abandon a run and go back to the surface with a teleporter, and there's a healer up there, so you can go back to full health. You need to start at the top of the node again, but like where the elevator would take you, but it means that like, now I can speed run back through that because I know where to go and I know the enemies that are in that room, and I don't need to kill them if I don't want to. I can just.
So it's not a die, restart at the screen kind of game where a lot of these games do.
Unless you save it.
Yeah, right. But not like your Celestes and stuff where it's like, died, back to that screen. It's like you do have checkpoints and stuff like that. Yeah, cool.
You have to actively choose to save, and it becomes muscle memory to do that. Once when you feel like you've made good progress in a space and have a good amount of health left that it's worth saving, you'll save every time.
Yeah, nice. Evil Spy Boy in the chat, reckoning to like Jazz Jackrabbit and Commander Keen. Like, yeah, it's cool, but it obviously has like more of those systems in play that actually feel a little bit more fleshed out. I guess a little more modern, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And the other thing I checked out was Midnight Ghost Hunt, which is in early access still. It is an asymmetrical PvP 4v4 in the vein of Prop Hunt, which has for some reason gained a lot of popularity over the last 5 or 6 years.
This is great.
A classic Gary's mod. Yeah, no, I know, but it's been around for 20. Why now? But because games like this should exist. It's great. It's Ghostbusters meets Prop Hunt. There's a team of ghost hunters. They arrive on the scene with 5 minutes to midnight. And they have a bunch of tools at their disposal and a phasmophobia kind of way of like, tracking down ghosts who are hiding as props somewhere in the map. And they need to kill the ghosts and neutralize them with another piece of equipment, which is like a vacuum cleaner to suck up the ectoplasm. And they need to wipe out all 4 of them before midnight.
Do the ghosts attack you, or are they just hiding the whole time?
The ghosts can attack, but they're much weaker than you without weapons. They can like melee, but a weapon's going to kill a ghost pretty quickly. So unless you can really like outmaneuver someone who's shooting at you, you're not going to win.
It's more
prop
about
hide.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As a ghost, you're spending the first 5 minutes of the game disguising yourself as items on the map. Sitting still. If you sit still for too long, you on this reader here give off a much stronger signal, so you're heaps easier to find.
Clever.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's a device that they put in there to encourage, discourage
people to move
from
around.
Just camping is one thing.
You don't whistle every 30 seconds, like in COD, doing the little.
Is there the thing in this where you have to be disarming generators or anything like that, or is it?
No,
there's survive as a ghost.
It's just survive as a ghost for 5 minutes, and then the tables turn.
That system then is because I feel like that's what's moving you around when you're playing Prop Hunt or whatever. Usually, is you can't just hide because if your friends are trying to disarm generators and then get attacked or whatever.
Yeah, this is very much like designed as a shooter format as opposed to a
how interesting
by daylight objective based thing.
How interesting that this is becoming its own genre now, this kind of, this style of sort of hiding as objects in the map.
Yeah, even watching Steph's eyes open up from the previous game to this game, she's like, I see what I like in this.
You can see at the top there's a countdown to midnight. And as soon as the hunters have, like the Ghostbusters have basically all of the power in the first 5 minutes. But they do need to find the ghosts and then kill them. And the ghosts have evasive abilities, like an ability to turn invisible for 2 seconds, which can help them kite people
get around a corner,
and then duck back around or whatever, or things like that. And once it hits midnight, the ghost it flips. The ghosts become much stronger. The hunters need to survive.
Become the hunted?
I think for 3 minutes. So they kind of just run and hide.
While they try to be props, but really badly. They're like,
I mean, they've still got more power in their hands. They've still got weapons, and the ghosts don't get weapons. They just they get more hit points and they do more damage, I believe.
And do the hunters have any kind of special abilities, or the ghosts have any kind of special abilities, or is it just like the weapons and stuff?
Yeah, the hunters have 2 slots, so they have a weapon slot and a item slot, which is
is this your profile picture, Pete?
Which was I did try and capture some of my own footage, but my screen capture didn't work because I had a couple of good rounds. It's good fun. There's like an ectoplasm reader, like an EMT or whatever, and then there's like the vacuum cleaner replaces that slot. So you want your team to diversify the things they have. You can see the phantoms or the ghosts have those abilities, the evasive abilities, so they can trigger those and it's on a cooldown. So we'll see from this perspective, the ghost will go, where's the best place to hide? What am I going to hide as? And you can see just above my head, the ectoplasm buildup is once they're stationary as an object, that will start to build up. And so they become a more obvious object. And that is the incentive to move.
It's a generator.
Yeah, but it's not a generator. It's just that's a place where the hunters can and the ghost can project.
That's cool.
Project themselves when they're an object, which is very cool.
Melvin Do says also, I like that the hiders can make use of some of the objects. Like if you're a T-Rex skull, you can fight with it.
Yeah. And bigger things move more slowly, so I don't see why you would ever be a bigger thing. You'd want to be something light and maneuverable.
Well, in Prop Hunt, if you're a bigger thing, you
have more health.
If you're a little thing, it's like a couple of hits, and it's like your hitbox is smaller, obviously, but a couple of hits and you're out. But if you're a fucking canoe,
but you don't die. You don't die if you turn into the ghost, and then you can still use your abilities and stuff. So I don't really see the incentive of having more health as the hidden thing. It's stay hidden and stay maneuverable is really the play for ghosts.
Yeah. Okay. And are there how many maps are there?
I don't know. Quite a few. The generator is not a generator. It is a desk where the hunters can swap out their gear mid game. So
should have called it something else.
It does say generator.
Yeah, but okay. No one's played that other shitty game.
Call it the desk.
This person is obviously playing a different tactic than I would. You can jump from object to object as well. So
they clearly became the gargoyle and were like, maybe I've got like mad attack skills, and they were
launched themselves at the hunter there. So at the station, you can change mid round, which is beneficial to. Both sides have one. The ghosts have a shrine, and these guys have a workbench or whatever, and they can change from their EMT to the vacuum. So that if they kill a ghost, it lies on the ground as ectoplasm, but its allies can revive it.
Unless the ghost consumes it?
No, unless the vacuum cleaner sucks up the ectoplasm.
Oh, because this ghost just consumed someone's soul just then.
Well, that's the opposite. That's the opposite. So that's when a ghost kills a hunter, they can
of course, right,
consume the soul of the hunter.
Yeah, right.
But if at 5 minutes, 3 of the 4 ghosts are dead and have been vacuumed, they all still come back at midnight. They're just weaker if they've been killed and vacuumed. So it's part of the play for hunters to make sure they mop up the kills that they get. So that if it does make it to midnight, they've got a better chance of surviving.
Yeah, that's
just
cool.
because one person's hiding better. So there's a bunch of cool systems. It's still in early access, but I think it's already feeling well balanced and well thought out based on the amount of similar games that have been coming out. They've obviously played those, seen what works about them. And the other benefit that this game has that a lot of those other games don't is that it looks really good.
I'm not sure what engine it's in, but
it's polished for an early access. Like it looks great.
Super slick. Yeah.
It's just so it's never not funny to watch
nice.
objects flinging themselves around the map. It's just
but
so
there usually is with that like an element of derpness that from the engine, like watching a tire slide around on the ground can often be funny. Like this,
being able to jump from object to object makes it much cleaner, doesn't it?
It does, and like also credit to like the ghost animation looks amazing. The way you move around and like do a fabulous twirl every time you come. It's like those are the little things that make you feel like you're inhabiting an object versus just you are someone's programmed Gary's mod to just be like, oh, now that moves in a funny way. Like this looks the way something should be like poltergeisted or something. So very cool.
Yep. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, and I feel like this is a game we could all play.
I was going to say, Steph, I want to hear what you think of this next week when you play this, because this definitely seems like something.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try it. It looks awesome. And I would say that regardless of design, there'll be a level of derp when I play it. That's for sure.
I look forward to the
Midnight
montage.
Ghost Hunter.
Very cool. Awesome. I've played a couple of things as well, but a few small games this week. The first one was I jumped back into Uno, funnily enough, as part of GTV, which I do on Tuesdays with Jess. We played a little bit of Uno because they had an expansion with Valhalla with Assassin's Creed, which is what they've been doing with Uno for a while now, doing these custom decks that change up how the game is played. And Uno, both digital and real life, is a game that I forget how much I adore until I'm literally looking at the cards in my hand. And I'm like, this game is just so wonderful. It's so approachable, but it does have an element of strategy to it. And in its simplest form, it is still really good fun. What they've done here with this and the other modes is added a couple of modifiers, a couple of extra game systems that arguably do complicate the game. But I think after a couple of rounds, once you get your head around what's actually going on, it benefits the length of time you can spend playing Uno and be like, oh, it's nice to bounce between these more elaborate modes and then back to a simpler mode. I won't try and explain exactly what's happening here because if anyone is interested, I highly recommend you go give it a go. But essentially, there's a game on top of the game. Essentially, you are moving a token around a board, getting a currency, earning extra power ups, and you can use those power ups to change or to manipulate, other players and their hands and what happens. There's a few levels to that. There's a bit of a meta push and pull in terms of who has currency, who you can steal from. There's a randomizer element in it too, but it's. I was talking about it when I played it as well. It's very interesting to play two games at once, or play a game you know very well and have someone must have sat down and said, how can I change that, add to it, and not break the original game as well, and still keep it like functioning as a fun game at its core, and have something that's in there that changes it, and then on top of that, just theme the shit out of it. Give it Viking yells. Give it the theme from Valhalla every time. Have like Norse drums every time someone gets down to one card and yells Uno. The only thing is you click the Uno button, because there is still, in every version of Uno Digital, the ability to have to click Uno when you know you're about to have one card.
And
so
if you
instead of having to do it straight away, you need to click Uno, dispose of your card, have your one card, and your little character goes, Uno! And they haven't replaced that in this with like Vikings yelling like Uno or something. It is still an adorable little scream, where everything else is very Viking themed.
I've actually played a lot of, not this version, but just the Uno. I think I played it on the app for a while. I was like, I just want like a mobile game that I can play while I'm watching TV that's not going to like take too much time. And I got like weirdly obsessed with it for about a month. And
weird, because I tried the mobile one, which is I think different publisher and everything. I hated it. It was like Uno Extreme or something.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And it has a lot of different modes. Not in there's a kind of a game within a game situation, but there's a lot of different modes that kind of complicate it. And you can play with a partner as well. So the person opposite you, you can see their deck and you're kind of working together to try and win. Or you can play modes where they take out all the draw fours, but they added in a fuck ton of reverse cards and stuff, which just ruin everything. And then in the end, like, and then there's a whole kind of unlock bullshit microtransaction-y kind of system, which was just really hard and a massive slog to get through, just because I wanted to be able to change my profile picture to like one dumb cartoon to another. But then the thing that kind of ended up turning me off it was that there's this function where you could like press an emoji button, and instead of it just displaying the emoji on the screen, you could choose to like lob that emoji at someone like excessively. And so sometimes people would just like, when they were angry with you because you'd
reverse card them too many times.
Just ping you or something,
they just
like
start
crazy.
spamming you with like face or whatever. Or like sometimes I'd be playing with a partner and I'd do something that would like, help the team. And I'm like, this is going to help both of us because we both have this color card left. And they'd be like, "Bleh," and I'd be like, I'm helping you. I was just like, this is a bit toxic.
I played Uno with my family when I went back to Melbourne, and then came home, and my brother-in-law was like, I want to keep playing Uno with you. And we're like, oh, let's get a mobile version of it and like play like, when we get a chance. We tried the mobile one and it was horrible. You're right. It had all those like extra microtransactions and stuff, and it was not good. This obviously is the core game. And then this is an expansion that's I think like $6 or $7, and you buy another deck. And then throughout the Uno, there's a plethora of different decks, and they're all Ubisoft themed because it is all it's published by Ubisoft. So there's like Rabbids and Just Dance and
cool.
Far Cry, and we played the Far Cry one, and this is so far like the best version of like something they've added to the core game.
The Far Cry one was an example of that extra layer of game that was like, this is so distracting from Uno, whereas because the concept of them was more obtuse. It was like, call your mum and she'll
be an
make the other
airdrop
person pick up more
and-
cards.
Yeah.
It's like, what? But this is like you're still in direct battle with the people around you, and that is represented now by, oh, there's a character with a weapon, or you're sending ships against them and that kind of thing. So it's like, it still makes sense that I'm playing against the people on the board in a like head-to-head way.
The Far Cry one, you're right, definitely felt like add an earnable thing and then just have penalties against other players when you spend that earnable thing. And that was kind of it, which again, like, credit to
Still
anyone having
worked.
to add to a game that exists. Like, that's a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But I feel like what they've done here is really fun. And I went to then play like, Rainbow Six the other night with some friends or something. And I was like, do we want to play Uno? And they were like, Uno, the card game? I was like, trust me, it'll be really fun. So I've got my friends downloading Uno for like a games night coming up soon. And I'm keen to show them either this or even just regular Uno. You can't play it by yourself though. You got to play it with friends. Can't play it Uno. Got to play it duo.
Yeah.
That's Uno Valhalla at the moment. And then speaking of card games, I thought I'd check out another cute little card game that came out today that is called Stacklands. Stacklands is a little deck builder or card-based game by, I think, a little Scandinavian developer called Popsock. And it is not actually a card game. It's, falling into the genre that is now just use cards for everything and make a game out of that. But it is essentially a little town builder game where it's a town builder, and it also feels kind of like a cookie clicker game in the way that you start with a deck, you open it, you always have a villager, and then it's just a matter of stacking cards on top of cards to do tasks and get rewards. You either then like sell the things for more currency, you buy more packs, those are random. In those packs, you might get things like recipes for other things you can craft. There's a little bit of I guess, experimentation, just seeing what works with what. And while that's all happening, the main kind of thing that's pushing the game forward is there is a timer up there. There is each day goes past a moon phase. And when that finishes, the one thing you need to have is food for your villager to keep that villager alive. Each villager eats 2 food. And you need to make sure that as you grow your village and as you expand your population, you have enough food for everyone. Otherwise, that's the game over state that finishes from there. It's very pleasing and aesthetically, it's a delight to click around and play in sort of OCD. It does. It's like the little sort of pops and clicks and how it all plays out is really nice. There is, as you start, kind of like quests that do help you understand how the game works. And there's little things like, villager will carve wood, cut tree into wood will turn into stick can be used with flint for fire can cook food gives more health. It's all those little things that slowly, and like the cookie clicker, it's like slowly things start either not so much automating, but you start going from micromanaging to managing a whole bunch of villages and things like that. And
I love the villager drawing.
So this is the funny thing. I was going to mention this, Steph. It's like it is all in its purest form, just symbols and words, and there's no narrative. There's no sound effects that are like, everything is just a pop and a click. There's no ambience of it all. It is just what you are seeing, and very
nice
quickly,
music?
yeah, lovely little sort of tinkling tune in the background, but nothing about it like it doesn't go scary when scary things happen, but. That being said, the narrative in your head of what you are doing here very quickly starts to formulate as you realize that your one villager, suddenly you might accidentally open a pack with another villager in it and go, shit, I don't have enough food. I don't know what's going to happen. So in that case, I had 2 villagers, but I managed to get enough food for them before I finally got the recipe for a house. And once I built a house, the recipe was like, growth. And I was like, growth? Or I think it was like population. I was like, what if I put 2 villages on a house?
on top of each other?
I put 2 villages on top of each other, and that started a loading bar. I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? And then, just like real life, out popped a baby. And I was like, oh, okay, right. So these are the parents, and that's the baby. The baby stays in the house and has to grow into a villager, and I've got to keep the food coming in. I didn't. And one of the villagers, it always feeds the baby first, and then it feeds a villager, but didn't have enough.
No, you eat the baby first.
Well, I also tried.
I don't have my adults.
But I at one point, one villager died, turned into a corpse card that I didn't know what to do. I couldn't do anything with it. Maybe you can fertilize later on, but like I didn't know what to do. So there's a house with a baby, one villager left alone, and a corpse card that I just had to kind of keep in the corner of the screen. And I'm like,
keep it away from the baby.
Like, oh God, keep it away. And then I was like, shit, all the cards I had weren't going to make food.
Did you try putting the corpse onto different things to see what happened?
Yes, and it didn't work with anything. A little detail here is the rabbit card. You're not doing that. It jumps around if you're not doing anything with it. So just a little card moves. It's such a nice little detail.
Cool.
And there are enemies
full of carrots.
there are enemy cards like rats, and I assume like attacking villages later on. But back to my story. Gotta feed the baby. Villager couldn't work out what to do, starts selling everything. I'm like, sell everything to get enough to buy a Humble Beginnings deck, and you are unlocking all more of those decks that have more complex cards that cost more money.
What happens if it was the lady villager that died? The baby can only have breast milk, and what is this villager doing
I was feeding it berries, Steph. I didn't know what to do.
Unrealistic.
Let's assume the lady one lived, and she was feeding it berries. She eventually, I didn't have enough to sell. I'm not going to lie. I'm not proud of this. I tried to sell the baby. I couldn't sell the baby. I clicked.
What's the going rate for babies in this game?
I'd give a suggestion to developers. When you drop the baby on the sell item, that you should get a Steam achievement that's like you're a monster or something.
Yeah.
None of that happened. I couldn't do enough. Eventually, the villager died, and I was like, "Oh no, the baby's left alone. Game over." I reset, and
baby gets raised by rabbits.
Baby gets raised by rabbits. You keep all your quest markers and your decks that you've unlocked, and you go in for another run, and that's the progression that you carry over into it. Plus the knowledge of 2 villagers make a baby, which is nice. And so, it was great. You can speed up the time in the top corner as a way to just but it's risky because you need to utilize that time by villagers need to be in berry bushes getting berries. Otherwise, it does turn into sometimes watching the berry bush foraging and the moon phase, and you're like, I'm going to lose out on this. So there's heaps more to discover. And I think if you, Pete, maybe skip to the very end of this clip, this is mine, but I assume people get to a point where it's there's a lot happening on the board at once.
Does it ever get, because there's a lot of clicking and dragging, there's not a lot of hotkey-ness. Does that ever get a little bit tricky?
Not at the phase I got to, but very, very much could. I think you start to do what this person's doing, which is putting things in areas, allocating food and items and that kind of thing.
This is starting to look like a solitaire game of life.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. It did scratch that itch of organizing where things go. It's I need to keep the board neat, and then it's no, I don't. I need to feed the fucking baby. That's what I should be prioritizing here. It was
see
really...
if whoever this is sells their baby.
Sold the poo. They sold their poo.
Yeah,
did they?
You can sell poo, which you got, I think, from killing an animal. So I like the experimentation. There's nothing in the quest there that tells you directly what to do. Punch a rock. It doesn't say drag villager onto rock, but they get a little more cryptic as you go on. And it's
encourages experimentation.
You can slow down and speed up the moon phases in the main menu to make the game harder or slower. And I think there's a pacifist mode or a peaceful mode, which I didn't try yet. But I like the challenge. I like the threat of starving my villagers. So that's Stacklands, and it's very fun. It's on PC at the moment, and I'd love it on mobile or something. It was a very
I was about to say it seems like the kind of game that it would be fun to play while doing something else because it's visually not super engaging.
Well, I was about to say that it's like a cookie clicker or a loop hero, but then it's
it needs you
there. If you don't, the timer will run out and the food will be eaten, Steph, and the babies will be sold. So But it's a fun little game. And finally, I rounded out with another game that came out this week that I just dove in and tried the tutorial in one level of because I mentioned in the game plan at the start of the week I was keen to play it, and that is Lumencraft, which is a top-down mining wave mode survival game that is kind of something that I thought, well, that's everything I love in games, so I'll give it a shot. Essentially, you play a miner, a man in a mine, not a small child, and you have to move through a sort of a set map, dig up resources, use that to build a base area, and the whole time that's happening, and this caught me off guard, the very bottom, you'll see next wave starts in half an hour. And I was like, oh, so there's a timer on every map of saying when the wave mode will start. And so that's the time you have to build your base to earn your resources.
Wait, this is a wave mode game?
It is a wave mode step.
Where's the sting?
Pete? I'm going to keep talking, and I'm just going to be rudely interrupted at one point. Skip. I just want the wave mode.
Wave mode.
But this segment should be called 30 minutes to wave mode because it's a long time. And in that time, you upgrade weapons, you research items with the lab. If you skip a little further forward, you'll see this is the lab that you've earned. These are some little creatures that I've upset by mining, and little holes break open, which is a nice way to keep you on your toes. But yeah, it's there's a lot to wrap your head around at the beginning, but it is one of those things where at its core, just digging through rock with the drill is just fucking satisfying. Doesn't matter it's like if you're going through the easy to mine stuff, you're just churning through it like a hot knife through butter. When you get stuck to like some of the stuff you need to earn the lumen rocks, it's like every little bit of it is currency. When you hit something you haven't upgraded your drills and it takes like 5 minutes to get through it, you just persist and you're like, come on. So drilling and finding your paths through this is just like undeniably really satisfying. And you'll look at a big chunk of rock and be like, I'm not going to get all of this. And then you're just like, yeah, happy to. Just cleaning up all of that metal and earning that because you need it as a resource. And then, yeah, you are setting up turrets for what is the waves that come at the end. You can speed up to the end of that. Once you've got everything you think you need, you can go to a generator, throw in some, or press a button and you skip forward a minute at a time and you earn currency by skipping the time. So it's like, hey, you could risk jumping forward 10 minutes. Oh, Pete, I've lost your voice.
I've muted myself. I don't know when I muted myself. The same, so more money than you would earn by just letting that time pass?
Well, you don't earn any money by letting time pass.
Okay, right.
So it's like if you've mined all the resources in the area and you've done a really good job, it's like, hey, you could choose to skip 5 minutes and earn a bunch of lumen crystals that you might be able to spend. So it's a bit of a risk and reward there to be like, oh, I'm on top of things. And yeah, once that generator, once the timer counts down, you get a wave of creatures swarming your base. And if you go right to the end of this clip, you'll see it's the early level. It's just a bunch of those little spiders. They just come in. You've got your turret set up. But I assume, and from the other level I played, it's like there were bigger spiders, and I assume there's warring factions, maybe big creatures.
There was an option there that said to place a miner. Do you have multiple miners going at once?
No. In this case, the game does have a co-op mode, and I think that's where this game would shine. I don't know if there's place a miner. There is like place turrets, place like power generators that have proximity that you can build from. So there's RTS strategy. There's actually more RTS in it than I thought. Like more base building than I assumed.
Yeah.
And that got boring by myself. And I was like, this would be really fun as a co-op game to be like, hey, I'm going to go and dig up a bunch of stuff. I assume it's a shared resource. And you stay back and sort out the base or research some stuff. I didn't do my research, and I don't know if it's... so yeah, you've got start co-op. I didn't find out if you can play with just one or two or maybe a squad of people. It is just in early access at the moment. But yeah, I think this game... and sorry, this is actually a good relevant bit of footage. I saw what was... Oh, maybe I didn't. I saw what was down there and thought, gold! And I dug through. I don't know, Pete, if you can skim through. I was like, oh, there's gold behind those lumens down there. I must have skipped it. It's lava. It's lava. And I dug through the lava and it just started spreading into the base. And it was like, oh God, this is a nightmare. So yeah, there's some cool little elements there that I think would make trickier levels. And there are like 10 maps at the start you can just pick and choose, and they random. I don't think they're random, but yeah, they have different like veins of materials that you can find, and there is something just really satisfying about following a vein of lumens and then hitting like a huge chunk of it and being like, yes. So
there's definitely co-op.
Yeah, it's definitely co-op, but is it 4 or 2 or?
I don't know. I'd have to Spiceman, you found Satan's jacuzzi. Yeah, I found a little pocket of lava, and I was like, I'm earning the gold, and I was watching my health go, I was like, that's not gold, that's lava. A classic miner's mistake.
This game looks like it's existed forever in the best way. Like there's so many of the games we play are trying to be old, whereas this looks like it was the birth of this genre. Like
you're right. I actually, when I booted it up, went like, oh, is my resolution too low? And then I checked it. It's like, no, it's not a game where it's gone pixelated. It's just gone off res that I'm like, ugh, it's a bit crunchy. And then once I realized that was the intention, I'm like, ugh, it's a bit crunchy.
Yeah.
Here's seeing that moment where I was extracting the lumen quicker to set the timer to go down. So I was just like, yeah,
okay.
So I like the idea of the co-op being managing the decisions here. It's like, hey, should we keep mining? Should we set up the turrets? Are we good to take on the waves? and go from there. So
can you build, like, obviously you can build structures. Did you build that wall that's there?
I didn't, but yes, you can. You can
fix
later
the
on.
broken stuff.
You fix stuff. You drop down more things. As you saw, the swarms try to eat through it and get to you. So
looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd be a heap of fun to play multiplayer. And as I said, I only played like one more map after this and really liked it. But I definitely felt lonely in the mind. I was like, I want to play this with more people. So, and I think it's like, I'm gonna say it's like 12. Maybe $15 at the moment, maybe 17, but it's on the lower end. Same
$15 because it's
15%
off.
And Stacklands is only 7 as well, so 2 really affordable ones that came out this week
games
that are worth your time as well. So that was Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which means the 9 films, according to Little Will.
Bionic Idiots.
Idiots
the
only the
asteroid.
On the
only
asteroid.
the arse. Yep, something about that.
Midnight Ghost Hunt, Una Valhalla, Stacklands, and Lumencraft. Those are the games that we played. Let us know in the comments what you've been playing and what you're planning to play next week, perhaps. And we will move on with the show because there's a couple more games to talk about. It's been a few weeks since we've jumped into this, but it is time for the loudest intro card of the whole show, and that is, of course, Pocket League. Oh!
Wow.
Also, the sexy
Pocket League. Brought to us this week by Jepp. It's a Jepp thing this week. Just this week. It's a Jepp thing.
Nice.
So we've had a few changes to the Pocket League card, working our way across the top there. We see obviously Breath of the Wild 2.
Let's not start with that.
Let's start with that. I think we should start with that. Mm-hmm. Breath of the Wild 2 obviously got pushed to 2035.
Can I say the video? I rewatched the video with Aonuma announcing it, and like this, all Japanese developers have such such a lovely way of delivering any news, good or bad. But fuck me if it isn't cryptic at the start. He's like, "Hello, I'm the creator of this new game. It is coming out. We recently gave you a video saying when it would be out, and this is another video to tell you something else about the time that it will be coming out." I'm there pulling my hair out, going like, "Is it out today? Is it never coming out?" And it is that thing of like, we would like to apologize. It is coming out in spring 2023. He bows. I got angry, and it's not coming out.
How dare you bow? Jerish saying, didn't Sons of the Forest get delayed too? It got delayed, but still 2022.
It's just coming out later in the year.
Yeah, it's now October rather than like.
And that's on my reserve list. But I have to say, I miss last year's Pocket League where there was no reserve list.
Yep.
I think it's more exciting when games get cancelled and
boom, you're out.
And it fucks up people's lists because anyone is picking games that could get cancelled. But
I know, but I think like we are blessed still by Gus's choices where I reckon 3 of his games won't come out this year, so he will lose.
Why are you coming for me, Pete? Why?
I'm not. I just think it's funny. The Breath of the Wild 2 delayed. That's very unfortunate, and we were pretty sure it was going to come out this year. Roller Champions up in the air.
I'm doing that.
Roller Champions. I was convinced that's just like quietly dead. But then I did some like
some digging, some sleuthing.
Well, I was tweeting about it, being like, it's never going to happen. And then somebody was like, I'm in the Discord and they're definitely still working on it. And I think it'll be soon. And I was like, well, we'll believe it when I see it. But I don't think it's dead. I think it'll be the kind of thing that Ubisoft is going to be like, surprise, it's out today.
They better.
And so it could be any time.
Better.
And
I have the
Metal
song
Slug Tactics has been delayed also.
Wait, has it?
But still this year, as far as I can see. Yeah, it got pushed back as well.
Yeah, right.
And it looks horrible.
It does not. No,
it does. No, the latest footage. The latest footage of it looks trash.
There's new footage that looks worse than the announcement trailer. That's not that can't happen. Can't go backwards, Peter.
So if you've got Bayonetta that would potentially still come out and take the place of Breath of the Wild.
That was a panic choice.
But then if Roller Champions doesn't come out, you have nothing for that.
And chat makes a good point. I'm not sure it was. Someone said Stalker might not come out as well. So I might be in the same position where I'm Stalker 2, maybe not. And Mario and Rabbids, maybe not.
Means Nick would win, which is so annoying.
That is annoying.
Don't let him
so
do it.
Fucking annoying.
God of War's gonna get
He's really struggling right now.
It'll
War's
get a good score. Starfield, I was like, oh, that's probably going to get delayed. But you guys reckon that Bethesda are like pretty hardline with their releases?
Yeah, they usually go for 11, 11, 22. They just like they'll go for a number that they like and release
stick
it,
to
whether it's broken or not. Is the
Pete,
Bethesda
were you looking
way.
at Metal Slug Attack?
Maybe I was.
I think you were. Tactics is a different game.
Tactics still looks good.
Tactics looks beautiful, and there has not been more footage
trailer
of it.
good.
So,
What about Hollow Knight? What's the Hollow Knight status? I don't know why. I just want
That's
to
not
tear
coming
Nick
out.
down.
that's
now.
definitely not coming out.
It's because
Nick
he's
keeps trying to make a documentary
But his-
about it, and they won't let him in the office.
But his 2 reserves have already come out, and they've scored pretty well. So
They scored pretty well.
yeah,
That's
well,
fine.
one of those being Weird West, which that score has only just come out. IGN gave it 8 out of 10. Or it has scored on OpenCritic 76. IGN gave it an 8, saying Weird West 5 dark fantasy adventures contain a wagon load of bizarre encounters, twists, and reveals. And
Yeehaw.
stealth and chaotic combat. Yeah!
Jesus Christ.
Its stealth and chaotic combat is challenging. Come with the built-in safety nets of unlimited slow motion and an old-school quick-load system. But Metrol, I think that's just meant to be Metro Game Central. I gave it a 6 out of 10, saying despite the same minds behind Dishonored being involved, this top-down immersive doesn't live up to its soaring ambitions and often struggles to entertain.
Nick is in the chat. He says, I tuned in and the first thing I heard was Nick is so annoying.
It's so annoying that he didn't tune in for the start of the show. Like,
It's just that I want to tear down the person who's doing well. And now that that's no longer Gus, I've turned my sights to you, Nick. And so
it's tall poppy syndrome, but with a chainsaw, and we're just carving through anyone here who
Yeah.
stick their head up. So,
all right, let's fingers
Weird
crossed
West
for a
versus the Game
Starfield
Club, yeah.
delay.
And I've played a bit, and I think 76 is a little unfair. I think it probably.
Oh, you think better?
It probably is closer to an 8.
Okay.
So 76 is not bad. Yeah, it's a solid game. But yeah, 76 should be lower because it's on next list. And of course, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga has gotten a critic average of 82%. It's on my list. It should be higher. PC Gamer gave it a 77 out of 100, saying the Skywalker Saga's competent design is elevated by its infectious, is a bad word to be using in these times, infectious, charming sense of humor. And Capsule Computers gave it a 9.5.
Jesus.
Because that was Will. And Will said, the Skywalker Saga is a culmination of all the LEGO games so far. The gameplay has been polished to sheer perfection, and it comes with enough content to keep you busy for quite some time.
I thought you were going to say the gameplay has been polished to shit. I'm like, wow, what a weird way to write that review for a kid's game, but sure.
There we go.
Melodic Storm says, I just want you to win, Pete. And that may be my contractual obligations from like 6 years
what if-
ago.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still
yeah.
So what if you
writing
were to run a
reviews
side
figuring it
hustle
out.
Never
on this?
forget.
If you were to run a side hustle, Will, or if you are running
Yeah.
one, who's your money on at this point?
He's in the chat.
Yeah, he went
There's
boring.
literally no choice.
He went boring, like
Yeah.
the big games.
Yeah.
He went
boring in our own ways,
PlayStation. He went PlayStation Pedigree, which is very
yeah.
easy and very,
I know.
very yeah.
It's
Yeah.
totally Nick, especially because both his reserved have definitely come out and they're
That is
He's in a
they're
solid
pretty
position.
decent.
That is very solid.
But Pete, you're doing pretty well as well. What is Oxenfree again? Oxenfree 2?
Oxenfree is like a narrative point and clicker. That's the original was like a really solid indie.
And
out
bunch of kids walking around, like kind of
on a
coming of
deserted
age.
beach.
Uh,
Really, really like competent game, and gives me hope that the sequel will be even stronger because they are very good storytellers. And
yeah.
this one is like it's not launched, but it's like it's the seller for Netflix's gaming acquisition. It's kind of the first big game that they're a part of, so I'm sure they're trying to bolster it a little bit to be a good launch. So
Yeah, cool. So if that comes out, it needs to score well for you because that's the rule with the reserve, right? It's
yeah, for
the
sure.
top one has to
first.
replace first. Yeah.
yeah, and if I lose Stalker, then I've got an 8 in Tiny Tina as well. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's still
but Mario and Rabbids might get delayed as well. It's still anyone's game.
still anyone's
Yeah.
pocket league. Yeah. I actually have the song from the Roller Champions trailer in my like rotation of my music on Spotify, and it's a really catchy little pop song. And every time it comes on, I'm like, "You are a super," and then just this moment it washes over me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, like that's a game I made a good game online video about. It's that fucking old." So I'm like, that thing is doomed.
We played it on Original Pocket.
unoriginal.
Oh, maybe it was after that, but we definitely played with John.
We played with John,
was
yeah.
of that, yeah.
Yeah, we had fun with that, and it will come out, and I hold out hope for it because I'm doing that pick is just for all of us to enjoy.
All of us want it. We just don't want you to have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
We want it to be bad at launch.
All right. We all want that.
And that
Something
was...
Very loud gameplay.
The next export I do, I'm going to make it like no decibels for a while, and then it just arrives.
The will drop.
Nice.
The will drop. Something else that's about to arrive is an ad break, because we'll be back after these short messages.
This is like what we get is just constantly porting or remaking your old titles, constantly porting or remaking.
Let's go. Come get some.
If you're a business that does online business online, then your online business needs Nicrotex. But don't take my word for it. Fuck. Meet Nicrotex.
By utilizing carbon-bonded tritonic RAM processing nodes in conjunction with cutting-edge peer-to-peer pseudo-random phased accelerated digital intermodulation, we are raising synthesized phase noise efficiencies by 300%. We decoupled semiconductor modules using open-source RX oscillating nanoharmonic quantum discriminators that bypass traditional hardwired XML circuits to allow optimal backend SSL multi-byte enable the BIOS process.
You can't prove that doesn't make sense, so upload Nicrotex to your servers today. Oh shit, he's getting in mine. Oh shit, no.
Audio Jungle.
Do you want to support some real-life superheroes?
Game On Cancer is assembling a team of superhero streamers to go live and help fundraise to support the amazing researchers who are trying to find a cure for cancer and save lives.
And you can help these heroes change the world. Sign up on Tiltify and start your own fundraiser, or assemble your own squad of superheroes and start fundraising together as a team.
Every dollar raised helps fund life-saving cancer research, so get involved at gameoncancer.com.au and let's find a cure for cancer together.
Voice. Blah 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 blah. Booty booty booty. Look at my butt. It's the penis. The sex magician. Listen, you piece of shit. Not in a box. Not in a box. The boobs are to be looked at. What the fuck did you just say to me? Rage. Hype, 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 hype. Hype, 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 party.
What the fuck did you say to me?
Party.
On the box.
Pete, you've got the best catchphrases of this show.
On the box.
Nick's basically just abusing someone. That stops it. Like, yours is not in a box and party time. Like, wonderful stuff there. Wonderful stuff from TheVegaBus. Also, we heard from SpazRus there, and an ad from Nicrotex. Thank you very much for those for sponsoring the show. And also we saw a little shout out there to Game on Cancer, who are running the Superhero Streamers Spectacular. The word spectacular is not on it, but I think they missed a rare opportunity there to just chuck in a bit more alliteration. For the next 2 weeks, I believe, if you head to gameoncancer.com.au, you can help cure cancer in the funnest way possible by putting together your own little squad of superheroes and setting up a Tiltify and doing some fundraising of your own. And while you're doing that, I think if you head over to the Discord, you'll see some instructions on how to link your superhero team to the Back Pocket Tiltify fundraiser as part of Game on Cancer there too. So you can do it as part of the Back Pocket. So we're the Avengers? No, we're the
Nick Fury.
We're Nick Fury.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Bill, I'm so glad you're here for this terribly structured analogy I'm really trying to put together. But we're Nick Fury, and you are all movie one. You're just finding out your powers.
Movie one.
You're like, oh, I've got the powers. You're origin filming it, and you're putting that together, and we're assembling a team, and we need you guys as part of it. That was super clunky, but what isn't clunky is the work that Game on Cancer are doing, because they're doing great work, cancer research, and that's part of this month, but I think specifically the next couple of weeks. So there's a link, I think, in the Discord. There it
Liz
is.
just shared it there in chat. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Liz. And so you can become that helps us out. Sorry, not helps us out, but that's part of us as ambassadors for Game on Cancer and a really good cause. So make sure you check that out at the same time. So thank you to Game on Cancer as well. And finally, we'll throw out another big thank you to our Business Pocket partner. I believe our only Business Pocket partner at the moment. So therefore, our favorite one, and that is, of course,
number one.
Don't sleep on this one, guys. It's DreamPC. DreamPC, the makers of custom dream-worthy PCs. You dream it, they'll build it. And they are here to help support the show, but they're also here to help support your dreams and the PC of your dreams that you need as well. You can head over to their website at go.dreampc.com.au/backpocket and check out all of the stuff that they have there. They're easy to configure. And you can build one custom on the website there. And there's all sorts of great features, Aussie source parts, all that kind of stuff, and some great support as you put your PC together. So make sure if you're in the line for one, I think I might do that maybe in the next couple of weeks. Do you know why? Because today my computer froze.
You're about 4 years overdue?
Because I'm definitely 4 years overdue. And today I went, I wonder why everything's seizing up. And I looked down and a microfiber wood dust had filled every orifice. Computers don't have orifices. This is things you'll find out the DreamPC know about. Had filled every tiny hole on the vent over the GPU. So when I took it out, I had to disassemble it and scrape every bit of dust out of it because it was making the sound like a jet engine. So I'm in, I think I'm well overdue for a new PC. And if you are too, you should head to DreamPC and get one yourself, because I definitely am going to follow through on that. Thank you for supporting the show. And speaking of the show, we'll kick on with a fan favorite segment that we haven't done in a long time, but we thought,
absolutely,
Nick's not here to tell us we can't do it. So Peter, what are we going to do?
5 years for what you did.
Oh
Do
gosh.
not forget what you did. Yes.
No.
No.
Doesn't get any easier.
Every time we talk about this off the show, I forget what the connection is and
There's
why.
no connection.
No,
but there was.
It
wasn't there?
started with doing a list, and Nick and Gus was like, "Oh, it's like a Russell Crowe, Beautiful Mind. He's got
That's right. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
connecting all the dots, and he's building his mind."
It was
map.
a really obscure link.
Yeah,
it was
so
someone who was making a list is formulating a plan or an equation and working through a mathematical.
And I had him on a whiteboard pointing at it, and it said pickpocket. That's why it's still in a chalk font, which is so good. Then it was him pointing at that, and everyone said, "Why? That makes no sense." And I was like, "Fuck you is why." Here's another Russell Crowe reference, and I put him on, I think, what's it called? Pursuer,
Violent Driver, man.
A Violent Driver film. So that's what we're seeing there. And then we went another layers deep, and we put
the remix of Les Mis. Okay, right.
Then I added the music from Les Mis. Then I remixed it into an award-winning rap. It's just, it's a classic story, and it all just fell together like that. But of course,
what award did you win? Sorry.
Best rap of back pocket host for 2020.
Quickest eye roll from Peter, I think was the award.
That's right.
The category I was in. So it is Pickpocket, and it is brought to us by Nicrotex. And as tradition, every time Nicrotex sponsors a segment, we do read out a tweet from the aforementioned Nicrotex. This was one that was actually teed up for an episode previously, but we decided to pull it at the last minute. But screw that. Why not read it now? This is a tweet from way back when Nicrotex...
Wait, why was it pulled?
I think it was a little too close to a sponsor, and we decided... I'll read the tweet.
PC lives for this.
Dream PC, this will only up Dream PC sales. This is a tweet from Nicrotex who says, you ever hear a song you've heard a million times, maybe first as a kid, and then for a first time you actually sit down and listen to it? Anyway, today I realized the first time that Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood is about doing a big cum. Thank you, Nicrotex.
How does
this.
anyone listen to that song? Wait, what?
Well, do we have the... Pete? Pete's going to look up the lyrics of the song Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and apparently...
How does anyone listen to this song?
Lord Phoenix in the chat says he is correct.
Okay. Maha Haya.
It's going to start
Give it to me one time now. Well, now. Relax, don't do it when you want to go to it. Relax, don't do it when you want to come. Relax, don't do it when you want to sock it to it. Relax, don't do it when you want to come. When you want to come.
I mean, it's not very subtle.
Repeat. But shoot in the right direction. Hey, yeah. Making it your intention. Oh yeah. Live those dreams, scheme those schemes. Gotta hit me with those laser beams. Ow. Laser beam me. Relax. Don't do it. Relax when you want to come. Woo!
This next week's intro.
Did you know also?
I'm coming. Yeah.
Oh God, what a mess! I think it was the lyrics they cut off the end of it.
Did you know also that the song "Pony" by Genuine is not about riding a horse?
Yeah, no, I got that. Spice Man in the chat.
I feel like those lyrics are more obscure than this song.
Spice Man in the chat is calling this Buster Nut Chat, so I appreciate that. Well done.
My God.
There you go.
But we've tricked people. We've led them astray by making them think we're doing a list in the classic way, haven't we, Gus?
We have. This is definitely a segment about listing things, but we thought we'd put a new spin on that because we're going to use a website called Tier Maker. And so we're going to rank things into tiers. I think that's the best way to do it. And we thought that needs its own awkwardly, strangely attached segment title in a segment we're calling
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
I feel like now I need to see more pockety mouth stuff. What else can we make Pockety say?
So the first time I ever made a Pockety have a human mouth, I used an app where it mapped my camera, and I showed Pete and Nick, and they were like, "Never do that again." That's why it really hasn't stuck.
Yeah.
Pockety say, "Relax, go to it when you want to come."
When you want to come, baby.
Next week, I'll reinstall that app. And
two things I'm sad we don't have, Gus, is, and maybe we can rectify, though, I would love to have Tier Makers in Rain on screen. Here's how we'll be working. Down the bottom there. And also just like an MP3 of looping rain noise.
I have both of those
for
things.
The segment. Pop them in dump.
All right, well, you explain how we're going to do this while I drop those in, and we can drop these in too.
So Tier Maker is tiermaker.com is a website. I was first exposed to it by seeing people make YouTube videos, and they would just basically, I think they had streamed and uploaded them to YouTube themselves, basically ranking a series of things. You can build your own S to through to whatever tier ranking chart you want, and then you upload a bunch of images that represent the thing that you're going to rank, and then you can move them into the board in the place that you believe that they belong. The one that we're going to start with tonight is called Bald Video Game Characters Tier List Maker. Bald is the description of this this list. So we've got a bunch of bald characters from video games down here, and we're going to rank them.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to it. I think the first time I saw this was what's it called? Girlfriend Reviews.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Girlfriend Reviews, that channel, which is an awesome channel, and I think they were doing this for like Game of Thrones characters and all sorts of things.
Middo says we better be ranking them based on baldness.
We're going to be ranking them based on. I mean, well, if we are, then that's an S tier straight away for Mr. Hitman, because no one is bolder than he. Mm-hmm. Gus, you tell me when we've got that Rain MP3 and I'll get it going.
Okay. So I will put both of them in there now. I also made another movie related card that we didn't end up using this week, that hopefully we'll use next week. But it was definitely the week of coming up with obscure dumb graphics. It was very so busy day. I was like, yeah, it was actually. Had a lot to do. I had to cut that. I had to motion track a Rutger Hauer mouth. So tier maker. There we go. So there's the JPEGs in there, and there's the sound of rain in there. I also have a music track you could put in there as well, instead of the rain, and loop that, which would sound. But I'd stick with the rain. Stick with the rain for now.
Rain, I think rain is nice.
So hang on, just quickly. I'm back to the conversation where we're saying the joke was we should rate them by baldness, and the problem there is once you go fully bald, there's what's the contest between two fully bald, fully shaved, not even stubbly. Oh god!
The thing is that the list segment is always chaotic because there is no structure or rules to which we rank by.
So I love that you finally come around to the madness that is. You're like, you know what? There is no structure to this.
And none of it matters. Everything is bullshit. So let's put Dr. Robotnik on there, I reckon, because he's my favorite bald guy with his giant mustache.
All right.
Robotnik. It's
he's also flipping us off, which is, I think, boosts him up as well. That's very important.
Well, Pete made a great suggestion at the start of how to do this. It's to start just throwing things on the board.
Energy, right?
Energy. As they hit the board, just shout out and be like, whoa, that goes down. Just keep moving as you go.
He's covering his baldness. Move him down.
Yeah, totally. He's got a helmet on. Helmet,
Yeah.
Anyone with a hat, anyone covering it, get out there ashamed. They shouldn't do it.
Also known as Eggman.
Flame Man.
The Borderlands mask. Get that out of there as well. There's a hood. Who's the blue hood with 3 blue stripes? Don't even give that the...
Yeah.
Is that a bald character?
We can't tell.
I can't tell. Some of these, the head's clipping off.
The other moustache guy is, I think, the other moustache guy is Astro Boy's, creator, I think? He's pretty good.
He does look or it's either that or a Lita. I'm not sure which one.
Isaac's pretty good. Isaac's bald all over, so that's
Isaac's up top.
He does have his game name should be the balding of Isaac. Does that make him lose?
Borderlands back to D, I reckon. Borderlands is barely. I wouldn't even know that character is bald.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Yep. That's rubbish. There's a couple of cropped heads. You're totally right.
There's a few hats there. Yeah. Still.
Hats.
Yep. Hats down there.
Too much headwear.
Considering the Team Fortress mechanic or whatever wasn't there, but the Heavy should definitely be up there. He's bald ass, and he's good. He's a great character.
Yep.
It's Jepp suggests Borderlands. Very good. Clever.
Borderlands good.
There. Still doesn't rate.
Who's the scientist guy with the glasses on in C?
That's the guy from that game you still haven't played yet, Steph. That's the main scientist from Half-Life 2.
Oh yeah.
That's the one who creates Gordon's suit and everything. So he's a good character. He's almost B-worthy, I would say. Both on personality.
He definitely has an impact on the story.
Move him up.
And is very bold.
He is also...
Why is there's another character that looks like Robotnik, but older?
We were just saying that, I think there's 2 of them down there. One is either from Alita Battle Angel, the series or whatever, and possibly Astro Boy's dad, who makes him, I think. Okay. I think that's who it is.
It's just with the glasses and everything. It could be his twin. His older, grayer twin.
It is totally the same vibes. That's the mustache and everything. I'm sure it's probably the same animator.
This guy?
Yeah. I like
Isn't he
him.
Mega Man?
We're hearing Mega Man. Yeah.
Oh,
Mega Man.
They had the same villain.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm still
Nintendo.
going to look up Astro Boy.
None of them are from Astro Boy, says A. Timothy.
Yeah, but I want to
someone says he looks like Dean Pelton. And a son of a beach says, Jesus wept!
Jesus wept!
There's 2 Robotniks? What's the other Robotnik?
I think that was them getting confused with the
This guy?
with Mega Man.
Also
Astro
be a
Boy's
version
dad
of it.
had a lot of hair.
Scotty Otto also says list done, segment over, but that's not how we're playing this.
We just getting started.
This is Dr. Willie.
I would put Singed up pretty high too. He's a pretty iconic, awesome.
Who's Singed?
The League of Legends guy on C with the green around him.
Oh, yeah,
I know
that
this
guy.
now
He's
because
fairly
I know this
bald.
now because I watched Arcane. I'm still I don't have any League of
okay.
Legends knowledge.
How
We're
are
at
we
the
feeling
point
about
now-
our S tiers?
I would put Coach up there as well, just for that thumbnail.
It's
I
a
love it so
very
much.
bold head.
I keep saying it. I would put him on S. I would have put and also the Heavy from Team Fortress 2.
Heavy on S.
He's such a good
S tier should be
personality.
reserved for very special.
He's not the pull
This
for that
is a-
game. He's
And
Then I would have
he's
taken
there.
Bennett Foddy
I would
down.
put
'Cause
He's not bold enough.
he's not bold enough for S.
He's pretty
Where is
iconic. He's just
Kratos?
B, though. Kratos
Sure.
isn't here for some
Yeah.
reason.
That's a good point. This might be an old one. What am I looking at in D?
Oh, yeah,
That is
because
like a
Kratos
bag on the
famously had
head.
hair in the other games.
This dude? Yeah, no idea.
What the hell is that? There's
No
some
idea who that
shockers
is.
that I don't know how they made the
He's
list.
just not bold enough.
Not bold enough at all.
But we can.
Rectex says, "What about Toad?"
What about
Toad?
Oh, yeah, if you take
Toad
the
is
top
wearing
off Toad.
a hat, basically. Already.
Yeah, but
It's true, it's true.
don't you dare look under that hat. It's not good.
How are we
Not
feeling?
good. Pretty good, actually.
pretty good, yeah.
And we're cutting our teeth on a
that's good.
list. So if you scroll up a bit, Pete.
Agent
now,
47 is up there, Raj.
Let's
Yeah.
look at Peter's saved files.
He's
as
in
well.
Yeah,
the he's in the S tier, Raj.
Let me
Mido
do that again
Fanfare
and
just
move that.
screenshot that and is like, that's
know.
their video done.
What have we got there?
Weird. Well, no,
Yeah, we're all safe.
we're all safe.
Pockety Rutgerhauer. Back Pocket Stream promo.
That's
Image 6.
Spiceman calling out
What's
Dr. Evil. I
Image
believe
6?
this list
What
is specifically
is
reserved for
Image
video
6?
game characters.
Yep.
So there are some movie categories we could come back to.
That's a good list.
That's a good list. I think we're going to save this as you just did, Pete, and then we can we'll throw it into either these will be published for you guys to look over and scrutinize at your own discretion.
Well, one of the things I wanted to point out was that the tiermaker.com is full of lists. And we would be happy for you to suggest some. And under Back Pocket Spoilers in the Discord, Back Pocket Spoilers, there's a new thread for tier maker spam, which we'll use tonight, and we can delete later. But if you find a good one, pop it in there, and I'll bring it up. And I've just posted our scoring of bald video game character tier list. That's done now. So, shall we move on to another list?
We totally should. I was going to ask Pete, can you play a YouTube's audio in the background?
No, I can. If you can rip it for me, I'll pop that in.
It's 6 hours.
No.
It's ambient cyberpunk relaxing rain for Blade Runner lovers. So
What
step
about
right up your alley.
what's your music track? I can
Probably
put that
not
in
long
there with
enough.
it.
Probably enough to get painful.
We'll just take turns going.
That was more Star Wars. Sorry.
That was a pod racer.
That was.
All right. Sure. I've got this. I've got whatever this audio is. Let's hear it.
I can give you the drone song. It's just very stressful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, that's good. That's
good.
Ooh, I
That's
like
a good
it.
mix. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So our next, now that we've set a mood, we've set this like nice, dark, tense,
bald men. Do we
hottest Kongs?
Hottest Kongs.
Hottest Kongs. So of course we've got the SSSSS tier of hottest Kong, and A, B, C, D, F. We go down to F now, and here's our Kongs.
Now,
We've got our full list of
oh my god, the Candy Kong picture is horrible. I just saw it.
She was so hot though.
She was, but not that.
F.
It definitely that can go down based on that picture alone. Like, just I can't believe they went with the actual Kongs for most of them. Then they used a Deviant Arts Candy Kong. It's so shit.
Well, it's the only Kong that there's going to be good Rule 34 of, and this isn't good Rule 34.
What is going on? Four Kongs from the Rise.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. So
that was the other one I was going to put on F. That was like that's my nightmares. I'd put Dixie and Diddy on S tier for sure.
Yeah,
and Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy's great.
Hot as man. He's like he can hip hop with his.
So who's got
Diddy Kong used her ponytail as a propeller, which is fucking
Dixie
boss.
did. Is there a dead Kong on the far right? Is it like Grandma
black
Kong?
and white one,
it's like dead Granny.
I think
Kong.
she's a ghost. So Granny up to A.
Would not
Granny
hit.
up. Granny up to A. Yeah.
All right.
Who is this one with the pigtails
This
and
guy
a
is ugly.
crossbow?
That guy's terrible. The arms, like all of the arms
Yeah.
are terrible, but those arms in particular are not cool.
Yeah, Baby Kong,
Isn't that Kitty Kong?
hot as Kitty
Kitty
Kong. Sorry,
Kong.
yeah.
Kitty.
Oh, I remember Kitty Kong.
So then, I thought that was Dixie as well with the. With
I would put the grandpa one as well, S tier.
Grandpa gets S. Oh,
Yeah.
look at him. Do you know why his back is?
SSSS?
Yeah. Do you know why his
Like
back is so
right
sore?
Yeah, from all the banging.
All that monkey banging. You better believe it.
All right. Donkey's A.
Donkey's A. Yeah.
He could go all night.
Funky assumes he's S or A, which puts him at B.
He's probably because he gets all the ladies. He doesn't actually know how to bang.
Yes, that's it.
He just thinks he's shit hot. So he'd be D. He's not F.
He seems like a bro. He
The
seems
bandana
like a bro.
puts him from C to D.
You could always also tell him that he's at D and he'd be happy about it. So, just in the context of you're at D, he's like, that's great. I find that hilarious.
Who's I mean, this guy.
He's too human.
Yeah, he's too human. He's a C though.
Yeah,
human's a C.
Oh, I think
baseline in
he's
general.
such a snappy dresser.
You reckon? But do you reckon dressing well means good love making?
He's got pizzazz.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
he's hot. He's hot.
He'd be warm. He's also wearing a lot of clothes.
He's basically the singer from Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I think
Yeah,
so.
bet you
Yeah.
He's Justin Long the Kong.
Yeah.
What's wrong with why are you
Justin
giving me so
Long.
much shit for liking Justin Long?
is just like an average looking dude like me.
Well, maybe I
There are hotter
don't judge
people out
people
there.
purely on looks. I
Of course
think
you shouldn't, but in terms of going like, oh, he's hot, I'd have a poster of him on my wall. Justin Long doesn't belong on anyone's
posted
wall.
him on my wall. I think I saw him in a couple of movies and was like, he'd be a nice boyfriend.
I think he's sweet.
Yeah, that's the boyfriend thing. He'd be a nice boyfriend.
Yeah, but he's not hot.
I think I had a crush on him in Yippee-Ki-Yay 4.
Yeah, I judge Justin Long on being a Mac guy. That is fair. I think that's why I have distaste for
that's
him.
fair.
But he totally came around in Jeepers Creepers. Love him.
Oh, that was Swanky Kong we just put up there, by the way.
This
The
one's
ringleader.
Swanky.
That's Swanky Kong.
Yeah, yeah,
He wears a blue jacket. I'm remembering. That's
He's always hosting shows.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
he's
who's the chick with the
Junior Kong's
pigtails and the crossbow?
That's
I don't know.
Tiny Kong, I think, from N64. Yeah.
Okay.
Was she cool?
Yeah.
So
Your eyes scare me.
Yeah,
Just in terms of being hot,
she looks intense.
They're too young to be hot,
That's
except
true.
Kitty Kong. Kitty Kong.
Except Kitty gets up there.
Still a hot
Kitty's
kid.
in a onesie, so yeah, totally.
This dude is wearing a. Is that his underwear or is
Dude,
that a
no,
bag?
bag.
Is that a bum bag?
That's Chunky Kong. Chunky Kong fucks.
Of course,
Like, he goes up to A at least.
Chunky Kong.
Anyone who's
fuck.
confident enough to wear a bum bag
Yeah.
knows what they're doing.
Up, Peter, up.
Up higher?
Middo fanfare's
S?
with it. Yep. Nicrotex, Chunky Kong definitely fucks.
Look how chunky he is as well.
Yeah, but
He's
that's
the
not,
kind of guy that
it's
goes
not
to
his
the gym
body
so
type.
much, he can't pull his arms in. His lats are so big that he's like stuck like
He's
this.
a John Cena type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy,
Who is that?
No.
I don't know.
Like
he looks
Nightmare
evil.
Kong or something.
like
Yeah, scary.
Uh,
I would move Dixie Kong up to the top.
To SSSSS?
Yeah.
yeah, that seems good.
Interesting.
That seems good.
Okay.
I'm with that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good list. No one's
I
in C.
think A is Wrinkly Kong. I think she's called. Is the grandma. So
Wrinkly Kong.
I'm okay with that. But she's a ghost. She's spectral. So she's a hot ghost. But I'm happy with that. No one bangs C.
have
I
She
like that.
probably has a lot of great wise advice
Yeah.
from the years when
yeah.
she was alive.
Double
Someone
wrap
would have
it.
heard
That's Wrinkly
Um,
Kong.
Alright, save?
Yeah.
Nicrotex says maybe puts Tiny in C. But
Tiny in C.
Yeah, I can see that. No one's in C, and she's like cute, and it's a hot list, so she's not.
And
she's not
is that
bottom.
a crossbow?
She's cute.
Is it a crossbow?
It's a banana
It's a
crossbow.
child, Gus.
That's cool.
There's a toddler above her, Peter.
Yeah, but he's
Banana crossbow
objectively
is cool.
fucking hot.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Look at that fucking hairdo.
Look at those biceps.
This looks pretty good. This is a good list.
That's good.
I think that's accurate.
I'm down with that. The D's are such duds.
Yeah.
You got Lanky Kong, I think it is, Kong Jr. and Funky. Yeah, nah, stuff him.
We've got some good ones that are going into.
Oh, we've got some suggestions.
Oh, ABC Kids shows.
That's cool.
Ooh, yeah. Let's pivot from gaming.
Yep, let's pivot from gaming for a couple.
Let's set the precedent of
All right,
non-gaming.
these are more interesting tiers. God tier, great, solid, watchable, and garbage.
Wait, how many shows are there?
Oh, interesting.
There's a few.
Oh, okay.
We'll-
Yeah,
we'll-
okay.
we
We
won't
can
know
just
a few,
ignore.
so we can kill
We
some.
can ignore
Okay,
the ones.
okay. Let's everyone pick an S. Let's or God. Everyone or
God
God.
tier.
Everyone pick your first God. So
Lanky Bill is God tier.
Yeah.
Okay, Peter gets that. Can you scroll down so we can see more?
I pick Arthur for my god tier.
Where's Arthur?
Is second.
Second
We can
row?
move him if we must, but no,
second,
just
he's
the
right
second.
there.
The second.
He's
pick-
literally second.
I picked Thomas for my god tier.
Oh, that's a
Thomas the
good pick.
Tank Engine. Where's Thomas, please,
I was
Stephanie?
left,
far
middle,
left.
left. Sorry, far left, but halfway down.
Got him. Yep.
I was fucking
top row, second from the right. Fireman
with
Sam.
Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Sam.
hell.
Fireman Sam. Stop motion.
Spawn
Best
point. Fuck that shit.
best
Brutal.
fucking theme song.
Brutal,
Fireman
but fair.
Sam. Oh wait, it was there.
Postman Pat was heaps better.
No, Fireman Sam was better. They did more water physics, which is all stop motion cellophane.
No.
Look it up. Look it up.
It's a better
sick.
show, but the Postman Pat theme song shits all over the Fireman Sam.
and his engine's quite clean.
none of that's
I think
in my
is the
head.
lyric.
No.
Postman Pat. Postman
No,
Pat.
Peter,
Postman
Postman
Pat.
post show,
Anything like that.
post show. I know
Early
it's
in the
catchy.
morning.
It's catchy. It's not good though. Fireman Sam
better.
is a banger. Listen to it. We're going to listen to it in the post show, and you're all going to say, "I'm so
Pat
sorry."
over Fireman Sam
Yeah.
any day.
Do you know the Fireman Sam theme,
Brum is
Steph?
a
Can you
sudden-
think of it? Is it in your head?
No one does.
No one
because
remembers
it's so unforgettable. It's forgettable.
Brum is great.
Brum is
I'm
great.
happy with
Brum is
but
amazing.
great. Yeah. It's not quite.
Wallace and Gromit's God tier.
Oh yeah. Fuck! I didn't even see it.
Pingu is god tier.
Pingu's
Pingu is
god
God
tier.
tier.
Pingu. Oh yeah, fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Pingu.
Oh
Pingu
my!
gets
And
that.
bananas in pajamas, real life go to like good or great, and then animated go to garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage
Yeah.
alongside
Yeah,
that shit.
that's a point we're making. Yeah.
This
happy with
was what was that called? The elephants.
Oh, that's
Baba. This is like a CG Baba. We'll have to go watchable because it's CG.
Is there regular
The
Baba?
builder watchable.
Can we say
I don't know
there's
who this guy is.
there's the Jimmy?
Yeah.
Is that Barjo? There's the Jimmy
Oh,
Giggle
no, I don't know.
knockoff, who's the British guy with the sock puppet, and there's two of him next to each other. So I don't know what that
It's
is.
Postman Pat.
Get up there. Yeah.
Chuggington. Don't know it.
I'm not shitting on Postman Pat. It's a great show. But
You
I'm just
seem
saying.
to be.
This
This is Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
like it for
solid
the
as
That's pretty
cultural
fun.
wildness.
Yo
of
Gabba
it.
Gabba is solid as.
Yeah.
Can I quickly point out bottom row?
Is that Sopranos on the top line? Where's No.
Sopranos.
Oh man, it would be up
There's
there.
a CG
Woke up this
Postman Pat
morning.
in the bottom corner. Kill that.
Oh yeah,
I
any
think that thing
CG goes
is-
to the bottom.
I think that's a CGI.
This
Postman
cat
Pat.
thing?
Yeah, that has to be a.
Oh, okay.
Is that
The
Postman
gross-
Pat? Like,
It
oh,
looks
can
like
I
his
say
cat.
Small Potatoes, don't know. Mickey's
Bottom-
Adventures was watchable.
bottom row, second from the
Dirt
right?
Girl
I've had
World,
to
I
watch
would
with
put in
my niece.
watchable.
It's garbage. It's
Baby Jane?
It's so scary. Put that in garbage. It's nightmare.
Wait, how do we feel about the fairies?
I was gonna say fairies. I thought it was
What are
real
the fairies?
child.
Really?
Solid?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like solid. The
nice.
same. Yeah, solid. I'd say.
Small Potatoes is great. I'll put it in watchable because we don't know it, so we can't
We're
actually
doing something
call it
different.
garbage.
I'm happy to put any Shaun the Sheeps I'm seeing here at the least
Yeah.
mid tier because it is still regular hand Aardman animation. I think it's like
High
second
School
row.
great. Not
Somebody
God
said
tier.
Fraggle.
Peter Rabbit,
Fraggle
solid.
Rock isn't on here though, is it?
Fraggle Rock's too old
If it
for
is,
us.
that's.
There might be a remake of it.
I don't know. Koala Brothers. I
I
can't
think they're
recognize it.
remaking it as we speak.
Can't believe
Is
there's
this Wallace and
no.
Gromit
Or it
again?
has been remade.
That's Shaun the Sheep. That's Shaun the
But
Sheep.
it's
So
the
that gets like a
kid
grade.
show, Yeah.
It's like great. Yeah. I can't believe there's no
Sesame Street there.
Sesame Street.
Monsters.
Sesame Street's great.
Yeah.
Five. No
Dirt
idea.
Girl World was pretty cool. I'd
Oh,
put that.
shit.
I'd put that in
That is.
with the fairies.
Yeah.
One above.
Dirt Girl World.
Yeah, it's
Telly-
the one with
Teletubble.
It's fifth from the left on the top row.
This goes against
from
the
the
sound
left,
of the
from the
music
right.
we're hearing so much.
Left.
No, that's
Left.
Little
From the left.
Nightguard.
Sorry. Yeah, this girl.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Solid.
It's like a kid's Angela and Anaconda.
Middle of bottom
Angela
row.
Anaconda's so good.
Oh, I've just spied 2 shows that need like group assessment. Teletubbies, fucking great. Bottom
great.
Bottom left.
Pepper's god tier.
Bottom
surely.
left is that one with the pirate song and the just moved to the second
I only
row.
know if you do the cooking by the book.
What?
Yeah.
I think it's catchy as it's meme worthy. The guy,
The songs
one of
are
the
very
guys,
good in that show.
the guy who was in
Angelina
it.
Ballerina.
Lazy Town. That's what
Lazy
it's
Town.
called.
Lazy Town.
Yeah.
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 You
I've
know
noticed,
you
I don't
can't
know.
be lazy. I think
old
the
dude-
girl who was the Lazy
That's
Town
Grandpa in
thing,
my pocket.
I think
No,
she's on
that's pretty
TikTok
cool.
now.
That's
She's on
actually
TikTok?
It's a
Is
Yeah,
Grandpa a sex pest?
Yeah, he
They're all
possibly
sex
is,
pests.
yeah.
Isn't there like a tiny
those
uncle
people.
or something? Oh,
read-
okay.
Classic
Middle
songs.
middle of the top row. The Something Brothers icon.
Koala Brothers?
Yep.
To the right of that is in the Something Garden.
In the Night
Which,
Garden,
in the Night Garden, which was terrifying until my nephew got into it, and now it's fucking cracked to him, and it's great. So it can go a little
Noddy is
higher.
on there. I think Noddy is the
That's so
third.
great,
Is
yeah.
the third
That's
last
old school.
one.
That's old school
that
Noddy.
Noddy?
That's top row. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Noddy?
No,
That's
left. Oh, you had it, Pete. Down to the one you had next to high five.
Yeah, that's,
That's
Noddy.
Noddy?
Oh yeah, Noddy.
Pretty-
Literally Noddy.
No,
it
the
says
one that
Noddy,
says
Oh,
Noddy.
Noddy's
on the-
Toyland. Yeah,
yeah.
God tier.
God tier for sure.
And then high five. Where would we put that?
High five's solid.
Thursday says that in the Night Garden is drug fucked, Gus.
My history teacher claims that that's why like kids are a bit sillier. He's like, my shows, everyone spoke English. All your shows, they're just going.
The thing is, there are shows now for the group
yeah.
below, like non-speaking kids. It's just
Yeah.
noises. And when it's on, and you wake up after a big bender, and you fell asleep on the couch watching Rage, and it's on, it's fucked. You
I
wake
think
up
we can
and
just
it's
ignore
I was
things
about
that
to
we
say.
don't know.
Yeah, can we just like
Burn through.
have the list as is?
the
Is there anything
bottom-
else that should be on
The
there?
only other one is that last one there, Pete, on the end of the first row. That
Yeah.
one's fairly iconic. I remember that as a kid. I reckon
The hell
solid.
is it?
It's
Solid.
I think it's a French studio. It's one of those weird, like, obtuse ones.
Oh, what about Curious
This is-
George? I didn't watch it, but it's like it has a following. Left,
Yeah,
and
totally.
that's
Nothing-
kind of
nothing
like
without
Yeah,
Will
well,
Ferrell.
watchable.
yeah, it's watchable.
Don't know the rest.
Oh,
No, I think we-
fourth from the right on the top row needs to go to garbage. They're like the Aquanauts or something.
Oh, yeah,
Again,
yeah.
it like pushes toys and crap on kids.
Oh
It's
fuck! I've
shit.
seen that. It's awful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
shit, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's not good.
okay.
It's not good.
I recognize this character, and I think I had a book with this character.
Me
in it,
too.
but
I did
I think
too.
it's called like the Little Queen or something, like the little.
Yeah.
Feels like the
princess.
same author as
It's not Where the Wild Things Are,
Sendak.
though.
Yeah,
No.
It's
You
an
know what's
sorry, it
not
looks
in
like the
there
same illustrator.
that I wish
does.
there was is Williams
think
Wish
probably just a crown.
Wellingtons.
Williams Wish Wellingtons was so good.
Williams
Where the fuck be
Wish
Raggy Dolls?
Wellingtons.
Am I right? Chat. Where
Where's the
fuck be Raggy
Ferals?
Dolls? Where the Ferals?
This is 2000s though, I
Say
guess.
this.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's a good list. I like it.
Was round the twist in there? It wasn't.
Old Stone
and this,
Wolf Octonauts are great. Get the fuck out. That
This
show
was
is terrible.
this was Rith. This was Rith who gave
Rith.
us this one.
Good work. Fixing
so
to
Ferals-
throw. Where's Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol would
my-
go in that same tier.
My nephew would ask that like crazy. Where's Paw Patrol?
This next one's from Nikki. Best
his toy
moustaches of all time.
Wow.
And this is again not in video games.
This is it's easier to rate moustaches than bald characters, so I like this. Pringles guy.
Oh,
Evans straight to shave. Get rid of Evans.
Ned Flanders.
shave
Evans
it.
is bullshit.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I would shave him as well.
Yeah.
Trejo
bad.
knows how to rock one.
Yeah.
Chaplin's a classic, but doesn't look good.
Where's
That
Tom,
looks
where's Tom
gross.
Selleck?
Where's
Tom
Hitler?
Selleck?
Where's
Tom
Hitler?
Selleck.
This is Trebek. Trebek is there somewhere. Is that Phil Collins with a python? I mean,
Yeah.
Mercury.
That's
Billy D.
Hang on. Oh, slow down, Pete. Slow down.
I'm just throwing them up there and then we can
Pringles.
adjust.
Pringles,
yeah.
Pringles.
We know all these. Pringles? Who's Pringles?
Mr. Pringles man.
that guy.
He's the icon.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
And
different
then
one.
and then Tom Selleck.
Oh, Parks and Rec.
Left.
Ron Swanson.
Left.
Definitely goes
Swedish,
up.
yeah.
Swedish chef. Swedish chef.
Yeah. Ron. What's his name? What's this
Ron
guy's
Swanson.
Swanson.
Wait,
No.
you need to. Can you scroll up a
Exactly.
tiny bit,
Ullman.
Pete?
name? Yosemite Sam. Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Whoop. Down a bit.
Sean.
Sean's, yeah.
Waluigi.
That's a
up,
D,
that's
but
up,
it's
that's up.
intentionally a
It's
bad
yeah.
one.
It's trying to be bad.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott charcoalist. Yeah, that's right.
Sam Elliott, yes.
Sam Elliott, who was in Parks and Rec, is like his counterpart for that little bit, and then he hated him. Wayne Gretzky? No.
He's definitely a hockey.
Yeah,
There's two
Dali's
hockey
a-
players. A Canadian made this list.
Salvador
Dali,
Dali
right?
goes up.
That's a
He's the black
pretty
and white
impressive.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good.
That's good as well.
Oh, that other one next to him is it Bela Lugosi? I think, who is like Dracula. It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Full handlebar. Neil deGrasse one's a bit gross.
Yeah, it's a bit seedy.
Ned's is good.
Ned's is amazing.
Mario is better than Luigi's.
Ned's is so good. I would
Yeah.
say Wario has the best of the.
Wario's definitely the
characters.
most
the best
interesting.
Waluigi's
Yeah.
is terrible.
I reckon he's almost C. Like he's got
Yeah.
a classy
I would put Waluigi.
sorry.
I would put Waluigi higher.
Burt Reynolds has to be
Look
A.
at the shape of
Yeah.
it. It's so good.
I'd swap Wario with Ned because Ned's is a simple, whereas where there's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
happening there.
I buy that. This is the real life version of Ned's.
Yeah.
Swedish Chef be the only puppet on the list, so up it goes. Yes!
As it goes with puppets, they go up.
Someone had to make that, so it's like, that's
Yeah,
I guess
it's solid. This guy, I don't know.
That's
Get the
thrilling.
snake
Who is
off your
that?
neck, mate. And that's fucking heinous, whatever's
That's
going on there.
I don't know, it's pretty impressive.
It's a lot of hair.
The Daniel
say
Craig
so.
one is atrocious, isn't it?
It's a bad bomb.
I mean-
is C, middle of C is the
Waters
guy
is-
who's, Waters is good. That's,
Should have we should have
diabetes.
Barjo's Mass Effect.
It is Wilfred Grimley. Yeah.
Wilfred Grimley, I've got diabetes.
Diabetes. He's a B for that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes up.
Diabetes.
I love Lord Phoenix is the only one in the whole chat who heard me go, "Where's Hitler?" And it's like, guys, shut up.
We all just ignored you. Looking at Lando's, it's a bit thin.
Yeah.
It's
Not
I think
great.
It's a B.
Yeah.
Does Freddy
feel
go
like,
up? Does Freddy go up again?
I think Freddy might go up.
Freddy
Charlie
should go up.
Chaplin is representing the Hitler moustache anyway, but in a not
That
scary way.
totally. Freddy's is actually like that photo doesn't do it justice. His is so fucking thick. Like he is such a tash that was just like
I might move Burgundy down as well because it's a fake one.
Yeah.
Badger,
It's an excellent version of a fake moustache.
Badger in the chat. The red hockey player is Yosemite Sam IRL.
Yeah,
it fucking is. That's great.
This is pretty good.
I feel like I hate John Waters' moustache, but I feel like it should be higher just
Better?
because it's iconic
It's so
and
unique.
he's committed
It's
to
definitely
it
when you
so
think about
hard.
moustaches.
You know what I mean? Like he's just really stuck with it.
I'm with Yowza. Neil deGrasse Tyson's should go lower. It's like
Oh yeah, he should definitely.
It's not particularly good.
It's not shaved.
Yeah, he
but
can
it's
leave
not
it.
good. He needs to do
Yeah.
some maintenance.
If it went away, it would be worse. I think.
Does
it's
anyone know who
important.
fourth from the right in B is? Just that fella just smiling? Did anyone get a name to that guy?
In beef.
Fourth from
Who?
the right?
Oh yeah, who is that dude? It's just a good moustache.
They just put their own in.
man.
That's just
Yeah.
someone's dad.
That's all good. The newsreader on B, 3 from the left, that dropped down a tier as well. I don't know how, why he...
That's Trebek.
Yeah.
Oh, that is! Alec Trebek. Yeah, right.
It's like a young Trebek.
If anyone moves, it's Ron.
You're
because
right.
he's kind
It's
of-
not great. I just
not
gave
great.
him bonus points because what a sweet man. But fuck him. He looked hideous with a moustache.
Fuck you, Trebek.
This looks good.
Again, I would then also
He's there.
say Michael
These two need to be
Sarah
next to each other,
potentially
so-
higher
Yeah.
because as a deliberately
No,
bad
Will-
moustache,
it's-
it
Will
is so
Ferrell
successful.
has to be there for him.
Yeah, but then
It's
we
him.
then we have to bring down what's his name
Trebek.
from Starsky and Hutch as well. He has to come down.
Well, then Burt Reynolds, who's played by...
Burt Reynolds has to be in there as well.
Burt Reynolds... Oh, no, he has to stay up at
He has to stay up there.
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
Can we put Michael Sarah higher?
I lost him.
Ferguson.
You want Michael Sarah higher?
Yeah, because I think as a deliberately bad moustache, it is very successful.
It is...
Okay.
Like it makes my stomach turn when I look at it, and I'm like, they were going for something very awful, and
Yeah, I
they've
might even
succeeded
swap
well.
these two. Billy D, the more I look at it, the more I hate
Yeah,
it. Yeah, okay.
kind of standard.
Billy D. Williams.
pretty
This is
good.
good. This is good. That's
on that.
Pringles top of S. It's like top and next to the S.
It's so shapely, and it's so like it makes me, and also I associate it with Pringles, which makes me happy.
There is
And
more
again-
moustache than head there, yeah.
If you remove it, would it be worse? Yes, it needs to be there.
It'd be a circle.
A circle with 2 dots.
Yeah, they've led with the mustache for the
Yeah.
design of that character.
Yeah, very good.
It's like you remove the pocket from pocketing. What's
Loki
that?
Cat was late to the chat tonight and says, "What did I miss?" And then has written following. So we're rating mustaches because Blade Runner. Yes, is the answer to that.
Eggman does feel low on B. I agree.
I can't post too. I'm posting too quickly in Discord at the moment, so it's blocking me, even though it's my server. You fuck. How are we feeling?
Very good about
more?
mustaches.
Yeah, couple more.
I'm enjoying
yeah,
this.
for sure.
Yeah, me too. Because we've got a good one to end on, but we'll go. We'll grab
I didn't
a couple
spend
more
2 hours doing a Rudkin Hauer pockety, so we can get this segment over and done with.
That's true. Liz, this one's gonna actually
I said your name.
This one's actually gonna cause some tension. I think
That's probably what this segment needs now.
Trilogy's tier list
exciting.
maker.
Oh shit!
Can we
there's
do
a lot of them?
Oh,
that's
alright.
No, they're
Because they're
trilogies.
triples. Can we all do a god tier or whatever the top is?
I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone picks. What was that?
Fair.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, go down there. Indie,
what is
can
it?
we get Indie up?
It's the Thor trilogy.
That's the Thor trilogy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the hammer. It's the three.
Yeah, right. One film can't save a trilogy. Yeah.
No.
I know. Yeah, it's like, but really, it's there.
I would say Back to the
but-
Future is god tier because it's like one of the most solid 3-film.
Yeah.
Like, runs.
Why am I not visually?
It's next to the Madagascar trilogy. Indiana Jones.
Will's
You're doing indie?
Yeah, get Indie
Indie's
up
going
there.
up. I'm going to put Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End up, please.
They've moved. Yep. To there,
Second
to
row.
S.
Yep. I rate World's
S.
End and against everyone else who says no. It's the
Yeah,
best.
World's
of the
End's
three.
the weakest one for sure. I didn't love it, but. And
Specifically
I'm
not
gonna
listening to me.
Yeah.
what?
I
He was saying it was good.
I was saying
You said it
World's
was
End
good. Yeah,
is
no,
the
but
best
I
of the
disagree
three.
because it's wrong. Oh, you think it's the best of the three?
I've watched it the most.
It's by far the worst of the three.
It is actually the best made film. We'll agree. Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he
Up
got
we
better.
go.
He got better at making films.
Well, Lord of the Rings, for sure.
Maybe 3 times.
Lord of the Rings. Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3 hold up like crazy.
That's
like,
an A.
That's an A
I
for
give
sure.
that an A for sure, yeah.
Kung Fu Panda. Sure, yeah. Austin Powers Gold member moves it down to an A, Peter.
I picked that's my S.
Oh, that was yours?
He gets a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I know we're all going to agree that Lord of the Rings.
Holy shit!
and
Can
the
we just all
original
look at
trilogy belong
the Planet of the Apes artwork?
Yeah, that was such a fucking great.
That's so good.
Yeah, it was a great trilogy as well, despite them.
was.
It's a
It was a
quiet
great trilogy, for
Yeah, it's a
sure.
quiet win.
Yeah.
Ooh, I reckon Aliens gets an A because of 3. It's 3's still very watchable, but it's Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Where would we put
Lord of the Rings
Where would we
best of
put
all time.
Pirates of the Caribbean on there? Because
I still like all of them. But
I do too.
I feel like 3 was pretty bad.
Yeah.
it's 3 is bad on
all
its
really
own as a trilogy, which is
Pretty
what
bad,
these
but all
are. It may be because I had watched them and then I watched them with the parents back to back over a couple of 3 weekends, and as a trilogy, it works as a finale.
Yeah, that's true. It's but it's half
Toy
a
Story's
film.
kind of S tier, isn't it?
Toy Story is Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. They're all really good.
2's the weakest one, and 2 is
and
great.
2 is really good. So yeah, I'm okay with that. This is our biggest S tier as it is.
I think it's going to be Naked Gun.
Matrix, the second 2 films were very bad.
3.
That's kind of in the same realm, right?
It gets more watchable the older it gets.
Yeah.
So
I'd
it's
say similar with Pirates. It's like
it's a B. I'd say it's a B. There's so much.
You'll see.
The first
Or
Matrix film was
maybe
a B.
Thor.
I would say the
D,
Pirates sequels were potentially better than the Matrix
me too.
sequels.
Yeah, as 3 films. He's a real stickler. The Captain America 3 are up there. They are all really good.
Yeah.
Like,
S.
the first is great. The second is the best sequel in the
A
Marvel.
or B to me.
Yeah, I'd say A.
I'd say A for the
I'd say A.
because the first
When you
one
think
is
about them next to Alien,
Yeah, well, Marvel is such a strange franchise. 'Cause
Yeah, okay,
As
did
soon
you-
as you compare
yeah.
Marvel to anything else, you're like, well, it's Marvel. I mean,
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
hard,
Is it
it's a hard
Marvel?
thing to
What
compare.
about the
Good work
Batman?
I mean,
Batman's-
Dark Knight is one of my favorite films of all time. And
It's only
Batman Begins
Returns
is great, and Return
that's
is
a
just
problem.
such a mess. So it's
Is that
like,
the Anne
it's like
Hathaway
B.
one?
It's B. It's
Yeah.
B. It is really
That's
dragged
the
down by the
Tom
last
Hardy,
film, but it's.
Can we put Narnia down in like C or D? Those films are pretty trash.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
The first one was cool, but
First
They're
one's cool.
well-made
The
films.
third was terrible. The second is like sequelitis.
Can we put Spy Kids at B because He sticks to his guns. He does what he does.
He keeps making them.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped.
Hangover down to C. Second film's a remake, and third one's a trash.
John Wick.
I would almost D.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
There's only one movie, right?
Yeah,
and they're so not rewatchable. Like
there's something more punishable about having one really good film and two very bad films, a la Thor. Like,
Rush Hour is made worse by its two sequels.
Can't even remember the sequels.
C.
Yeah, C's okay.
Iron Man worse than Captain America.
C can live at C.
Yep.
Godfather trilogy.
The only thing I'd say with Iron Man is that first film is. I know it doesn't. Just to put my pace in there, that first film is incredible in Iron Man's, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's.
I rewatched Good, Bad, and the Ugly the other day, and it's the third in the trilogy, and it's just so good. I'm like,
it's definitely it's in my opinion the best by quite a long way.
Yeah,
and they're all very similar.
I actually don't think I've seen A Few Dollars More.
A Few Dollars More is good. They're all good, but they're all kind of the same. They're the same movie, and they really nailed it with Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is why it's so iconic, right?
Yeah.
And A Fistful of Dollars and Few Dollars
it gets a B based on like how many of these have the third one being strong. Like that's the big test.
A lot of strong opinions about this being any lower than A.
A Few Dollars More. Clean as A. It's not meant to be a trilogy. I know it's in the same way that
it's not meant to be a trilogy.
World's End. Yeah, it's like
the ranking is based on like, are they a solid 3 movies? Like like there's so many here that the first movie is great, but the sequels drag it down. And we're looking at the body of work.
I will say Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
is like A. Like
above Clint. Above Clint.
Madagascar.
I get it, man.
Madagascar 2 is great. I can't. 3 has an Enya moment, and so that saves it. And it's like, what do we get left? Spidey.
I think it's C.
And original Spideys. Yeah. I think it's C.
I'd give it a B to a C, so I'm okay with C.
It's between.
It's between the two. Yeah.
I think if I'm putting prequels in B, I'm putting that in B. And if I'm putting in B, then I'm putting these at A.
Yeah, those are the which Spider-Mans are they?
They're the
Tobey ones.
The Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah. Like 3 is such a fucking piece.
Nano Jeans, I'll fight you in the parking lot over Kung Fu Panda. That is a 3. 1 is great. 2 is amazing.
You know what's missing? It's How to Train Your Dragon. Where's that? That's the animated trilogy.
That's an S. That's
amazing.
That suggests.
Someone said, "Why is Austin Powers up there?" Because we all got a freebie for S, and I chose. And I genuinely think those first.
I didn't get a freebie for S.
And as much as I think 3 drops the ball,
I chose Lord of the Rings.
I chose Back to the Future.
I chose Back to the
Future. And as much as 3 Austin Powers Gold Member is bad, it has like Smoke on a Pancake. It has quotable lines that you're like, oh shit, that's from the third one.
Totally, and the 2 and 3 are just like they're repeat gags from the first film, but they still work. They're in the submarine.
Austin Powers 2 is just as good as 1.
A perfect joke.
But Austin Powers 3 is so bad. It's
bad.
I would say it knocks it down to A.
It's got mole when he points at the mole. It's not funny, but like everyone fucking laughed in the cinema. Oh, it's there. Peter, you're doing God's work.
Yeah, I know.
I would say drop
back and forth between
drop
Mike
it down to A. You can't have.
I got a freebie.
No, that's his freebie. Hit that save button.
It's up there for this reason and this reason alone. It's got Michael Caine and Mike Myers doing
rhyming
they call the slang English, rhyming slang.
Cockney slang.
And it ends and it's all subtitled, and then the last line they say is "shat on a turtle," and it's just "shat on a turtle." Whatever story they're telling ends.
Zenobia pointing out that I love how everyone's just ignoring Crystal Skull. It's like, yep.
Yeah, it's a trilogy.
It's crazy there's a 4th one coming out next year.
Done.
I got hope.
I watched Crystal Skull on Netflix, and
you finally did it.
That was the way to watch it.
Yeah.
0 expectations and on demand, because I didn't hate it. It wasn't good, but I didn't hate it.
It feels like there's moments of it that feel like an old movie, like it's Spielberg-ness, and you're like, oh, this scene was shot practically as he leaps off a bike through a car and back on a bike, like applaud. That's good. That's very good.
any Discord mod, if you can at the moment. I'm getting Clyde telling me that I'm.
Batlord Basil says Michael Caine
spam or
crying in
something.
B tier Batman right now. Are we sure Batman is B?
That third film is B, and that first film is very good.
The third film is still watchable, and the second film is amazing, and the first film is a really fun watch. So it's like together as a package. I think that's definitely B. Definitely.
How we feeling? Are we going to the last one, or have we got
I'd
one
move
more between?
I'd move Narnia to D. I don't know why
We've already saved it.
We've saved this one.
Okay,
This one's
okay.
gone.
Will, can you Photoshop that for me later?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I don't know why
Are we
I've got
gonna
it
do
out
one
for Lewis Carroll or whatever it was. Fuck
do
you,
one more.
Narnia.
Let me look at what this one is, because Dolphin Pants put in, and once we look at it, we'll do it. Fast food Australian edition.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh, I love
there's
food.
there's quite a few.
Oh
wow. Oh.
Guzman.
All right, everyone everyone gets their god tier. So
Everyone's picking their ass?
Steph,
Oh fuck!
Steph, is
Oh,
that
no,
your
no,
S?
you-
Wait,
no,
bring
no,
it back,
no,
bring
you-
it back,
no,
bring
no,
it
no,
back.
no, no,
She
no,
didn't know
no,
what she was doing. She didn't know what she was doing. What the fuck is Mr. Burger?
Let me have a look. Let me just have a look.
There must
Okay.
be there's some state-based stuff as well in this.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
what
never
a
heard
pizza
of-
caper is.
I've never
Why would
heard
you
of-
put
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do. Guzman's gonna be my god tier.
free S for Guzman? Okay.
What's in the black box there? In the
That's
middle?
Rice Workshop and Sushi. No one also looks like Sushi.
I'm gonna give it to
Okay.
grilled. I'll give grilled my S.
Interesting.
I've got my.
Where is grilled? Isn't it green?
One of the 7 red circles. No, the.
Oh, it's
Middle-
a red
middle.
circle.
Yeah.
I'm onto it. Holy shit.
There you go.
Broke me.
Amazing.
There was a lot of
I
red.
couldn't see it.
My S next to the red circle, La Poquera. I don't know if that's in Sydney, but
No, is it Italian
La
pizza
Poquera,
stuff?
La Poquera.
Sing it
I
then.
saw one on
Fucking
the.
hell.
I
So
saw one on
good.
the Central Coast once.
Okay, right. I thought it was only Victoria. I ate in those very hungover as a uni student for like $6 for the biggest bowl of pasta you've ever eaten. Oh, so good.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
and this is definitely not the best food, but it's one that I can always eat and love every time. And I saw it, and now it's gone. Why are these logos? I cannot pass them. There it is.
Pete Schnitz is there, and they do your thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, I would have given a Porto.
It's a Porto. I just love it.
Can I get rid of grilled? Because we can move grilled to whatever, to B or something, because that's the better option. And instead, can I still? Let's put Macca's up there, just because that's a.
Oh, you're gonna destroy Avexia. Go back to work, mate.
Max Zero says there's 2 Subways down there. Is there?
Is it? Can we put Carl's Jr.
Is he
into like
fresh
NA?
and-
Because that's
Yeah, Carl's Jr. isn't a thing.
that's an American thing. Like, it is here, but it's like that.
Yeah,
doesn't count.
they're starting to pop up more frequently.
May I request
Carl's Jr.,
Nando's
Carl's Jr.,
on
Carl's
the second row?
NA?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll NA.
Yeah, NA.
And Nando's on the second row. Nando's is better food than a Porto, but it takes longer and is more
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I'd put a Pizza Hut on A for nostalgia's sake and still a stuffed crust.
Nah.
Like,
Nah.
Okay.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut should be like a
It's like
D.
C.
okay, it's a C. It's a C. C. Peter.
I'll give him C.
I would say I would put Domino's above Pizza Hut these days.
No.
Domino's
I
are
would.
closing down pretty hard. I mean, both of them are.
Domino's are shit. They have been.
They're
Domino's
both
is
shit.
really
They're
bad.
both
Yeah.
shit.
But Domino's is, I think,
Pizza Hut was great in
the
its
Pizza
in
Huts I've
its
had
in its restaurant heyday, but after
where
the
I'm kinda
restaurants
going.
went, it went downhill. But you can't judge it
Did
on
I-
that now.
Yeah,
Steph, did I
Those days are gone, Gus.
Did I tell
Cinnamon
you, Steph,
salads?
when we drove into Orange and there was a Pizza Hut
mix.
restaurant building in there?
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who's obsessed with them, I took a photo of it and he didn't know where I was. He's like, "You're in Orange." Because there's like 2 left in the world. And so when I sent a picture of the Pizza Hut restaurant, he's like, "There are 2 left in Australia. You must be at the one in Orange."
Can we put? Yeah. Well, Oliver's. Can we make it known that it's bad?
What the fuck is Oliver's?
It's the one
Oh, I
that you
don't
see
know
at
what it is.
the right, the the side of the road when you're making a long trip. It's always in those like stopover places. There's like
Oh, it is
McDonald's
too.
and everything, and then there's just that, and it's just a bunch of gross looking wraps.
I would put Lord of the Fries in F.
Yeah.
Lord of the
yeah,
Fries
that's
is
right.
so
Yeah, it's
bad.
not great.
If you put that in F, I would have also put in maybe Pete moved it.
I've started sliding a few things around.
I would put Pie Face in F. It's
I'd
never
put Pie
good.
Face in E only because they're mini pies after a drunk night out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mini pie is a revelation.
I was giving it an F based on my drunk Pie Face experiences always being terrible. Like, I think it's going to be good, and they were always shit house. But if you
Then
had
you
a good
weren't
one,
drunk enough, Gus.
then I wasn't drunk enough. Clearly,
hung as Jack.
I rate HJs more than Macca's, but I know that doesn't work as a thing.
No,
I
no,
fucking
no.
rate HJs. It's so good.
Let me be it.
Can I
Schnitz
say-
up there.
Schnitz pretty good.
Schnitz is expensive, though.
I do like a rolled for like
Nando's. It's the expensive. It's not worth being S. It's too expensive.
Pete, what's
to be
your
S
what's
tier,
your
but it's
Schnitz
good.
thing you get? The buddy
The chip buddy one.
chip
yeah.
buddy
They
from
do have a good buddy
Schnitz.
one.
It's good. It's a good
I think
recommendation.
Subway should be E.
Yeah.
Subway
Had a lot of it. That's the sad
Yeah.
I
D?
Yeah,
I think
right.
D's. I think D is fair for Subway.
yeah.
It does the
At
job.
least one of the subways. Where do we want to put the other one?
I'd move Red Rooster up only that the other day I ordered a deep fried pineapple ring as
Red
a
Rooster.
joke, and it's my favorite thing I've ever eaten at a
Yeah.
fast food restaurant. Fuck, it was good. I would go back and not get chicken and just get the pineapple ring. I don't know if anyone in chat can back me up on that, or I'm just mad.
Can we
So
I don't know what Mr.
Yep, go
Burger
ahead.
is. That can
just
be an
salsas.
NA.
Can we put that at F for just the pure fact they've used like a generic logo template and not
Can.
done anything?
I appreciate Will you killing it. What is
None
it?
of us have had Mr. Burger.
I've never heard of
I
Mr.
think so,
Burger.
no.
Krispy Kreme C.
How about
You
Pancake
can only have
Parlor?
one.
I thought was amazing when I was younger, and I went there recently, and it was pretty awful.
Wait, did you go to one in Melbourne or in Sydney?
In Sydney.
The Melbourne ones are institutions, like they're in lovely old buildings.
The Melbourne
and,
ones
like,
are good, yeah.
The Melbourne
Yeah.
ones are good.
People
But I
rave about
totally
Mr.
agree.
Burger.
If you're not getting the Alice
haven't
in
had it.
Wonderland from Pancake Parlor, you realize you're an adult
Yeah.
now.
I've not had Papa Rich, but apparently it's unbelievable, and it's always fucking packed.
What is it?
It's like sit down Asian delicious food.
Okay. Yeah, right. Oh yes, actually, I've seen one. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one up near
Rich?
Broadway, I think.
Yeah.
I've got
they
a
go
rolled
off.
around the corner from me, and it's Vietnamese rolls.
That's
I
like
think,
easy,
which is-
healthy. Like it's a
Yeah.
good. It's a good like I don't want to eat shit food,
Yeah.
but I need something fast.
Yeah.
It's
Rolled's
good.
good.
Sushi
Hogs like E.
Hog's
Oh,
breath.
Hog's Breath. I've never
Breath,
been,
yeah.
but I would go if
Curly
I was.
fries, divine.
Curly
Great.
fries. They
Everything.
push the
They're
curly fries
E-tier.
super
They're
hard.
E-tier.
The two of you
fries.
started to. You put it in E and went, ooh, here's what I love about it.
So good. I don't know that. I don't know any. Do you know the
No.
Pancake Parlor stuff?
We are robots. We are robots.
Pancake, well, Pancake Parlor. I thought
Yeah,
that was the same as
it's
the What do you call
Papa
it?
Rich
The-
gets an easy B grade because you order
Pancakes on the
toast and
rocks.
condensed milk.
It's the same stuff for sure. Yeah.
What the
Noodle
fuck?
Box is good too.
Pancakes on the Rocks is the one that's in Sydney. I think.
Yeah, it's the same.
I mean, I've never been to Noodle Box, but if they're anything like Wat
were-
One N and Zetland,
They were
then
great when
they're fucking A.
they opened in Melbourne and they were great. But
okay.
it's pretty standard to get like noodles.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, maybe
I would rate Mad Max over Zembrero.
Noodle
the
Box
problem I have
had
with Zembrero is that they use fucking Mission corn chips, and it's like, and then like it's so fresh, and it's like, yeah, it tastes like I
Zambrero
made
does
it
too
at home.
many weird aioli sauces, which is not consistent with the Mexican culture.
That's true. It's Bondi Mexican for sure.
Hey, Timothy's
I don't like
right.
it.
Can you move Noodle Box down to C, Pete? They're actually not that great. I was like, oh, they were the first time you could get noodles in a white cardboard box, like you were in Sex and the City or something.
Cold Rock is like actually shit ice cream, but the fact that you can smash stuff through it is so good. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
sick.
It's
Gets points
it
for being
belongs there.
sick.
It
Yeah.
belongs there. This is good.
Scroll up
I like
to
this.
see-
I like this list.
Can we scroll up
scroll
to see
up a
where
tiny bit,
Macca's is? Because I'm happy to move Macca's if anyone.
No,
if people.
I would leave it there. It's still my number one choice. I think
Yeah,
when
okay.
I'm on
The
the
other
road.
day, Pete can testify, I ordered a
Cheeseburger
quarter
all day.
pounder on a rush, and I opened it, and it was a double quarter pounder I got by mistake, and I ate it in less than 3 minutes, and I was very happy.
Sorry, Sorry.
Sorry.
New Zealand
Sorry, Liam.
Natural. Better
What is that?
ice cream than it's an ice
That,
cream.
no. That used to be good. It's shit now. It's trash.
Yeah, no, it's fallen off.
I seem to
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
being crappy.
I would make one
These are all-
request to move Pancake Parlor to C from D, because I have
Yep,
very fond
the ones
memories
here
of
are
that.
very good.
Yes.
Okay.
They're like a
So
good.
that
And-
deserves a-
And KFC is such an enigma to me because KFC is an S all the way up until 3 minutes after you've consumed it, and then it's an F.
Pete, what's
I've
what's
never had
left
an
of
enjoyable
Noodlebox?
KFC experience.
Fucking love KFC. And
I'm with Pete on
sick
that.
Immediately.
It tastes a bit dirty.
I can't believe
know?
KFC and
Something
Red Rooster
about
are
it
next to
looks
each
like-
other.
Filth. It's like I don't know what oil they use, but it came from a car.
The fact that KFC and Red Rooster are next to each other on the same tier is criminal. Like, we've got to make a decision on that. And I think KFC should go up to B. Thank you, Pete.
No. No. Boo. You cannot have KFC on the same tier as Mad
Bird?
Max and Grilled.
Dirty Bird.
Nah,
Okay, well, let me do
down.
this,
It's
and then
next
do
to
this.
Domino's. It's on par with Domino's.
Red
Hey,
Rooster.
Pete.
Red Rooster goes to D because their peas always suck.
Hey, Pete, what's above Red Rooster?
Donut
That's Donut King. I know it looks
Move
like
him
it's
up,
Donut
move him
Lang,
up.
but it's
Yeah.
it's just.
Pete, move him up. Move him up to S. Pete, move him up to S.
S.
Oh, yeah.
Full disclosure, we'll be working with Donut.
Yeah.
Gus wants to send this clip to them.
I was reading it as Donut Lang on my.
I was reading it as Donut Lang also.
Donut King. He's begun his
Katie
takeover.
Lang's ventured into sweet treats. She's like, I've opened Donut
I think
Lang.
we've been pretty fair.
I think so.
Stella Bella is saying La Pochetta is trash. Come on, guys.
Stell Bell, that was my pick at the start, and it lives up there in both my heart and my
What's the
gut.
opposite of a veto? It's Gus's like untouchable.
Everyone's got like. There's a version in Sydney. I thought that like
Porto
everyone's.
shouldn't be up there, but
Sorry,
no,
Nicrotex said he
definitely.
lived in La Poqueta in Wagga. Like it's people, like it's an institution. People, it was cheap and filling and good quality Italian food. Rick James, stop it. La Poqueta is great. I'll die. Stop it, old mate Dave. It is not the worst.
So funny.
15 years ago, it was
Save
God tier. Maybe you're
Save
right. I
it.
haven't eaten.
Save it.
Save it.
Look, we haven't been controversial with anything yet, and so this is perfect.
It's a
John
pretty
Bibb,
good
8
list.
shade bigger than Macca's. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Alright, let me share this on in the Discord so everyone remembers who picks La Pochetta as an S tier.
Has anyone has anyone had food poisoning from any of these?
No, but one time I bit into when I was a kid. So this was years ago, and
Don't say Donut King.
Macca's, I'm still willing to work with you. I bit into a McChicken burger, and at the time I didn't like mayo when I was a kid. Didn't want mayo. Didn't get mayo on it. It didn't give me mayo. I bit into it. A white creamy liquid came out. And I was like, the fuck is this, Mum? And she was like, let me have a look. And it was like there was like a big pussy
Gel
cyst
pocket.
in the chicken patty that just like was leaking out of it. And she was like, you do not eat that.
It would have just been like, it would have been the processed chicken just didn't bundle
This
there.
was the 90s. It was a different time.
But I think the 90s,
Macca's
was
Macca's went through it went through a big revolution after people started after the Super Size Me came out. That was super influential to Macca's. They ended up doing a massive overhaul. They were all like, we're using real chicken breast. We're using actual apples in the apple pie because before it was something else with just apple flavor.
It was potato or pumpkin, I think, or something.
No. It was like I think it was a.
Oh no, you're right. It was like a weird radishy, not radish. What do you call it?
Yeah,
Like,
it was
like,
it was some weird thing.
But back
and
then,
they have to use 100% pure chicken breast for the nuggets and stuff, whereas
That's
before
long
it was
enough
just like
ago, though,
random
Pete, that
chicken meat.
I think it's
the chicken would have been reconstituted.
It was Choco. It was Choco. That's right. Yeah, it was Choco in the apple
It
pie.
was like it was most likely it was excess liquid
Pocket of the fluid
that had been
of the-
pocketed
yeah.
in the whatever they had like squeezed into a fillet. Should we do our last one?
Yeah, I want to do another. This is great.
Do you want to do one more real one and then do the last one?
Yeah, one more good.
This show has gone downhill, man.
Pockets of chicken pus. One more.
All right, we have.
Wait, did someone say that the show has got downhill, or was that you? Are we reading?
No, that was me. That was my assessment as someone who was on the show.
I thought that was chat. I was like, that's a real.
Do we want to do we want to relive the controller debate, or do we want to do rank Nintendo
No.
franchises?
No.
I
don't want to do. I don't
I don't
want
want to do Nintendo
do either of
franchises.
What else do you got?
Okay.
What else do you got?
Video games are fine.
We
I
have
just
Destiny
thought, like-
characters.
No, I don't know
and no
enough.
one else has suggested anything yet.
Okay, I'm okay with Nintendo franchises.
Where Evil Spy Boy? It's in Back Pocket Spoilers. There's a thread called Tier Maker Spam.
How did Sumo Salad get to C?
And if anyone else, I'd put it there because I just was like, yeah, they're decent salads. You think it was worse?
And there's no other salad company.
I was going to say, there's no one else doing salads.
There are better salad places. And then Pokeballs are so popular now that they're way better. But Sumo Salad Sumo Salad paved the way for Pokeballs.
That's true. Chorizo Joe saying that Macca's in America is not S tier. It's not even S tier in Australia, but we'll put that one there. So
it's just an institution in Australia. People just have to eat it. And this one's from Evil Spy Boy. Ranking of Australian cuisine. So we're still on food.
Oh, okay.
Food's kind of food.
This is
holy
hell.
Shit. This is
oh my god.
Premium.
Love this.
This is the
Look how many up and goes there are.
Milks. I can do milks.
Oh fuck, Will, you're gonna be our
Will, you gotta rate your milks.
Aeroplane jelly. Good. Steph would put it in there.
Can we read this again?
Oh, let's do. Sorry, we're doing our heavenly.
Oh yeah.
That's meh. That's meh. Oh my god. Fucking strawberries and cream. That's my.
Yep. Straight to heavenly.
Yeah.
Steph, you know what you like. You're always the first to read everything. There.
Yeah. I'd say Tim
Nick is
Tam.
going to be devastated he's not here for this.
Yeah.
Tim Tam also on heavenly.
You want Pasito?
Are you picking?
It's just like that's my thing.
What the fuck is that?
That's my number.
Steph, you only get one.
Iced Vovo terrible. Iced Vovo terrible.
I think I'm gonna pick. It moved. Third row, far right. Mint slice.
Mint slice to the top.
That's fair. That's fair.
I like that in the middle of us all going silent, staring at Australian cuisine, the music just went. Wow.
Yeah, it's very dramatic music for the thing that we're doing.
Here's where we have to work out which ones are good tasting and nice to eat versus iconically Australian. Because, I'm putting here what I like to eat, not because I go, Lamingtons are Aussie, are really Australian.
It's a bit of both. Like the Bunnings sausage, right? That has to go up to the top.
Top. Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's
definitely. Oh, fuck yeah.
Is that heavenly or is it just great?
It's but for the iconic nature of it, it's an institution.
Yeah,
that's the McDonald's of this spreadsheet.
Can we put Turkish Delight in the bottom?
No, we cannot.
No.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's good to great.
Yeah, it's good to great.
The fries is good.
I'm out.
There are better Turkish Delights, but the fries.
Iced Vovo horrible.
Okay, this is based on how much I've consumed.
Bad or horrible?
Coddy's Cordial, middle of the second row. I feel like it needs to be up there because I've just had more of it than real water.
Yep.
Splice.
I still haven't picked my S tier either. I just don't. I think.
So there's salt and vinegar chips are on there, Peter.
No, I know, but they're
Smiths. 50% of your body is made up of salt and vinegar chips.
I know, and this is the best kind of chip. But the Smiths ones are not the best.
Oh, true.
I just don't like.
You're a fancy chip man.
I don't think Smiths can make it past good, no matter what the flavor.
Interesting.
So I would say that this being the best flavor of Smiths wouldn't get past good. That's my
Fairy
opinion.
bread, I would put second row.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That works for me.
Fairy bread is great. Yeah. Oh, good. Great. Points for iconic, but
I go straight for it on the kids' party table. Straight for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna S tier the Redskin.
Yep.
Oh,
that's
I fucking hate them
because I know
I'll eat them, but then
they're not called that anymore. I don't believe.
But my God,
they're called something else now.
I eat a whole packet of them.
Did
they actually go and change the name of them? I think they're still lagging behind them, aren't they? I know the Redskins football team changed the name.
Redskins are now called
Red Rippers.
Red Rippers. That sounds ruder.
Yeah, but it's heaps less racist.
Yeah.
Hey, I used to buy the cigarette candies as a kid, which were called something, which are not called that, which are now called fads.
Automod actually caught the word Redskin then.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Right. Good work. Can I say the Bundaberg ginger beer is good, but the lemon lime one I really don't like.
Yeah, no, that's not.
My mum bought all the diet version of that and would fill the back fridge, and I'd be like, soft drink.
Party mix.
Party mix.
Golden Gay Time.
Golden Daytime, heavenly, if it doesn't make that next one down. Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Where is it?
Where did it
I should be able to see this.
Second row.
There it is.
Next to the peaks.
Gay Time is good as banana paddle pops?
Yeah.
So much better.
That's my go-to. That's my go-to ice cream.
Caramel
banana paddle pops
koala.
are fucking ace.
Yeah, agreed.
Buffalo Bills are iconic, but also fucking
They're not good.
shit ice.
They're not
so
actually
shit.
good.
They're
They need
so
to come
shit.
down more. They need to go to meh.
No, but they are meh, but they get the fairy bread point
iconic.
of being
My
iconic.
niece
The
ate her
fairy
first
bread
Buffalo Bill
point.
the other day, and my brother-in-law was like, "Now, when you get to the bubble gum," and she went, and swallowed the whole ball. And he was like,
"Oh no!"
Oh, Mammy Noodles. Mammy Noodles, far right, underneath the Chocolate Crackles.
That was so good.
My
Crunch
mum
them up in the
chatted-
sashay and then everyone.
Mum
Yeah.
chatted said
Kids walking
Cocoa
across-
Pops is gold, but maybe she means good, and I think good works for Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops
Yeah.
good. Cornflakes good. As an adult,
"There's a lot of things that are like
Milo is
the
uniquely
lollies.
Australian, and I would say like
It's on Milo
I
breakfast.
consumed so much of it as a kid. I would
Milo's
say
great.
maybe
Milo can be
yeah.
top tier. Meat pie
cereal,
with
nah.
there's a meat pie
The
with
cereal's
sauce
bad. I
can
would
go
put the
up.
cereal on bad. Milo
Yeah,
cereal
it was
is
pretty
not
rubbish, wasn't it?
What the fuck are next to the Jats crackers on the left?
Oh, those
Jats
are the
crackers are
frog
testicles.
cakes. Those are frog cakes. That's an Adelaide thing. I found this out recently.
No, I've had them. Yeah,
All right.
They look
like-
shit.
they're okay.
Meh. That's okay.
Wait, what's chat? Well, what's the frog cake consensus?
Frog cake. Yeah, let's hear from chat. Horrible.
Yeah. Horrible.
There's a lot of things that are like the same category that I feel like we need to pick the winner and then just put the rest down. So like Fantails up there.
Yeah,
Jaffas.
Fantails are probably the highest.
All the other
Jaffas,
bags.
I would put Jaffas and Minties, and Freckles.
Freckles above Minties. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Minties are.
Oh, sorry,
pretty
Freckles
No,
with
I wouldn't.
Freckles
Freckles
with
with
Minties.
Minties.
Yeah,
Jaffa's higher. Jaffa's higher.
Higher?
Jaffas are amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
All
Jaffas
of them
are
together, they're pretty.
good. Yeah, that's a good look.
Yeah, they live with.
That's good. That's good.
Crunchy,
That's good.
good.
Uncle Toby's
Right on.
chewy choc chip gets to win. Then you've got
Caramello koala is pretty iconic.
Caramel Koala is my favorite out of all the little like mascot edibles.
Yeah. Caramel
My
koalas
koalas.
are great.
Oh, is that a Monte Carlo? Fucking bad.
Where's Monte Carlo?
Steph just,
Yeah, it is.
Steph just turned into a 70-year-old woman at a tea party.
give you that.
Is that
I'll
a
give you that.
Monte Carlo?
Everyone
Oh.
fucking loves Monte Carlos, and I maintain that the biscuit to cream ratio is so out. It
This is good.
makes for a dry,
Something's
horrible
good.
biscuit experience.
Boost
Yes,
juice?
Jaya. Jaya, you know it's true.
Boost
Deep
juice isn't
down in
a
your
str-
soul, you know it's true.
But like 80% of them aren't good though.
Yeah, and they're not
Okay,
like
meh.
that.
Yeah,
They
maybe
feel franchisey.
Like there's
and
really
cheap.
good ones, but I don't think they outweigh.
Favorites,
the-
favorites meh
we got
because you
the-
get shit things with it.
Can everyone pick like a never tried? And if someone says I've tried it, it doesn't make it. But like if we scroll down, I'm trying to think if there's anything there that I'm
VB.
like.
VB is good.
So without sounding like a wanker hipster, I've now ordered if I see it on tap anywhere. And then other people are like, is that like a James Squire? Like, it's a VB. They're like, it tastes better than the thing I'm having.
It's
I'm like,
honestly
yeah.
totally good.
It's so good. It's like, bring it back in a big way.
Vegemite is
what a-
S tier.
Wagon wheel goes
Yeah.
up pretty high for me. I mean, these are all things we fucking
That
love. Like,
vanilla
there's nothing-
Yeah, no,
slice
they're all
is so
good.
rank.
I'm trying to find something we hate or we just don't like. Paddle Pop Cyclone, I don't think I'm particularly a fan of.
Does anyone like vanilla slice?
Yeah, no. Paddle Pop Cyclone was too much going on.
Yeah,
Chocolate,
agreed.
good.
Oh, those
the
French
swirly
fried
one,
chips,
meh.
middle top row. I'd actually hate them. They're bullshit.
Middle of top row.
top
French
row,
fries,
middle.
yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
No,
like,
yeah, that's horrible. That's worse.
I feel like Pav is great.
yeah, I'm with Steph on that. Oh, there's roll-ups. I
Yep.
missed that.
Pavlov is great, for sure. Fruit roll-ups, real fruit flat out.
No, those are awful.
Where?
They're so
It was
hard. They're
just
so
under your
bad
cursor, you had
to
it,
eat.
yes.
They're sweet and they're always in your lunchbox, but they're so hard. They're sticking.
Controversial opinion,
Worst
gotta be
way.
Whiz Fizz is a meh or bad. Like,
Yeah, it's meh.
it's not actually
It's fun for
good.
kids.
Bad is
I would
Fun
put
for kids.
Ovaltinis or whatever those are. The Ovaltine also bad.
Yeah,
They
Ovaltine
were
is,
bad. They were sometimes they were the only thing your tuck shop had, and you're like, yeah.
That was
yeah,
like,
eat
it
one.
was
You're
like,
ugh.
I was eating
Like
carob,
chalky.
and then the cool kids came in with Ovaltinis, and I was like, none of us here have chocolate. We're all as fucking
Yep.
pathetic as each other.
Yeah.
Are they Tim Tams that still haven't gone to the top
Yeah,
of the list?
Tim Tams. Do you reckon they're heavily
They are
or
the
great?
best. They're the best.
God
they're the best
tier,
thing
God
here.
tier, God
They're
tier, God tier, God
They're
tier.
God tier.
Up, top row, top row, top row,
Okay,
top row,
top
top
row.
row.
Jesus.
Gee, that was. Did we loop?
Wheat Bix.
What about Splice?
Wheat Bix.
Splice is
meh.
fucking
You
love
need
a
to make
Splice.
Wheat
Splice
Bix
is so
good.
good.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Splice is great.
Flashes, yeah.
I would say also that
what's this lemon cake thing? I don't know that I've had one of those. I would put that in never tried.
Oh, that's a vanilla slice, isn't it?
Is that vanilla slice?
That's a
looks
vanilla
lemon
slice.
to me. But vanilla slice.
Yeah, that looks like
vanilla slice good.
Lemon slice is
vanilla
like
slice is good.
it's like a bakery staple.
Yeah, no, I've had vanilla
I'd
slice. I just couldn't. It didn't look like it.
Has anyone had the up and goes? Because I want to put them in bad purely because every school I've ever been near is just full of them all over the road. So
I would say horrible. Actually, horrible.
Well, we haven't done horrible, have we?
I'm going to take the strawberry and push it up to at least a good.
Okay.
I took them camping all the time, and that if I drink one, it makes me think of a morning camping.
I would put TV snacks on meh.
TV snacks.
Yeah, they're surprisingly shit.
Yeah, they're bad. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm okay with bad.
It's very specific.
Yeah. But what about Peter? What about the wagon wheel? Eat the wagon wheel.
Eat the wagon wheel is good.
Everyone's saying meh.
Very good.
Everyone's saying meh for TV snacks.
Okay.
Is it?
These things are fucking amazing.
Chocolate crackles.
At any school fate.
Very good. Very good.
No one's mum's ever made them badly.
Yeah, they're just so.
You can't make them badly. They're Cocoa Pops and.
There's a lot of tiny teddies here. Let's get rid of some of those. It's like the chocolate ones are the best, and the rest are fine.
No.
Oh no! The vanilla with the little choc chips in them are probably the best.
The choc chip one.
Agree.
Okay, so they're good.
Choc chip one.
Because they're all okay, right? They're all just meh.
Yeah.
Except these ones go to good. Choc chip goes to good.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion.
Yeah.
Calippos, great to get. You feel like one, you go get a lemon one.
There's so Calippo on the beach. A Calippo on the beach.
Iconic, sure, but the way. I didn't even finish my rant and it went on the list. Like, they're a bit painful to eat and consume, and they always get a little flaky. You bite at them with your teeth. Like, there's something wrong in the packaging that makes it a meh for me. But it's good.
I disagree. I would argue they're the perfect summer snack because they are contained and don't drip on your hands.
All right, then the Sunny Boy goes bad, or like that turns into a shitty ice block at the end. You're excited when you get it, as with everything on this menu, but it's not great.
Again,
it's like
it's like a kid's like fucking dream. The reminiscence of a Sunny Boy is like primo,
better than the like.
And the way to eat them is amazing. Like squeezing the packet with its twist in it, like you squeeze the wedge
it's a fucking
and it pops
nightmare.
Out. It's great.
Yeah, and then like as you do it, the rest can't come out the wedge, and then it turns to an ice block because you suck all the syrup out, and then you've just got a block of ice.
Yeah, they're bad, but they're a fun idea.
I would put chicken twisties as horrible.
Oh no!
I used to eat them
a lot as
a kid.
I'm going at least.
You can put them at.
I'm going to
which means that cheese.
No!
Twisties,
I like them. And if you think they're horrible, I think they're good.
Peter, I like you, and I like me a chicken twisty as well.
Yeah.
But
real twisties are up in great for me.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
going to argue that?
Yeah, no, that's
they're great.
Yeah, that's
we broke the chat on the chicken twisties.
I always say that I don't like twisties, but then if they're in front of me and I eat them, I find myself still eating them.
Twisties are one of the few companies that have made like massive party bags of them now, and it's like you know that's how I want to eat this.
We're putting all the other Smith's chips in meh because
Smith's originals can go up one above everything else. That's my
original with salt and vinegar. They're equally
Yeah. Oh, sorry, salt and vinegar.
Like,
I've come around on salt and vinegar. I used to hate it as a kid.
Good.
Now my palate has matured.
Would we say Nutrigrain good?
Yeah,
I would say good.
Apparently terrible for you. Everyone thought it was
It's sugar.
It's just sugar.
Yeah, it's just sugar.
They had great marketing.
I'll have the healthy
but
one
it is pure
today.
sugar. Yeah.
Put Will in charge for loss of privilege. I'm going to put Will in charge for this. Will, you're the Kirk's man.
The
Kirk's and Oak.
Lemon squash from... Yeah, I just want to get rid of these two. Lemon squash, like, my nan used to fucking pound that shit. But you've put Pasito at an S tier. Where would these two fall next to that?
I'm
creamy
happy
soda
with
and lemon squash.
I don't love.
I don't even know what
soda.
Pasito is.
Yeah,
I don't love pink drinks. Yeah, they're too much. But yeah, I'm happy with lemon. It is good. The one below.
Yep.
I'm happy if you want to put it at S, you can. Oh, put it at great. I'm happy at great.
I just know that my nan loved it, but I reckon it's probably a good drink.
Yeah,
I remember having it and it not being. It's kind of solo-y. It's not too sweet.
Solo, yeah.
That can live there for sure.
Cheezels, good to great.
I think they're the best ringed one.
They're good. I don't think they're as good as Twisties.
They're no tube. They're no tube.
And they're no tube. Cheetos, balls, cheese and bacon.
I actually ate them like crazy. I don't.
And burger rings
They're
as well.
not good
like,
for you or good.
Oh,
but
burger rings are better than those two.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that works.
Burger rings are awesome.
That feels good. That feels good.
Yeah.
For those.
For a second, you had burger rings next to VB, and I was like,
yeah, I could go with that right there. It's a combo.
it's a combo that goes up a tier as a duo.
Now, are these
this
are these
party
trying to be
pack?
Anzac cookies?
I think so.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Anzac cookies are good.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
That's good.
Anzac cookies are great.
That's good. Everyone goes to like fancy like get crackers now, and they're like, "Oh, I bought these like they're sourdough with date in them, fig and date in them," and it's like, calm the fuck down. A Jats wins still every time.
No, a Jats has too much like
Salt and it's buttery,
orangey
buttery flavor, and
So
and
good.
with cheese it's too much. I think Jats is nice on its own or with a dip,
Yeah,
but not with cheese.
but they belong on a platter.
Yes.
If they're a dip,
This is the conversations we're having. Pinkies up with wine. They belong on a platter. Welcome to Back Pocket, the video game variety show.
All right,
apparently.
the Sergeant's
The-
party pack.
I would say meh.
They always
I-
taste
yeah.
gross, but you have to have them at a kid's party. They're fucking
Yeah.
amazing to get the sausage rolls and the mini pies. But
I like how, in my mind, Steph has kicked the door down of the kids' party and is just eating the. What were you eating? Not the
Fairy
crackles.
bread
The
and
fairy bread.
yeah.
Pete's in there just going for the party pack.
You know-
It's like, I'm sorry. Do you know my child?
you know you're going to be spitting half of it out because it's gristle. It's like I can't eat this. But
I don't think they cook consistently, so the sausage rolls overheat. The pies
Let's put
are
him in
cold in the
bad.
middle.
Let's put him in bad, but a meh experience.
Yep.
Jumpies.
I don't know what
Never
they
had
are.
them.
I've never tried
I've never
them.
had them. Hey,
What are jumpies, chat? Some
It'd be
people
nice
talk
to have
about
something and they never
Dunkaroos.
tried.
Yeah, Dunkaroos were great. Dunkaroos.
Where the fuck are they on this list?
They died. They're gone.
I hate all shapes, so I'm out of this discussion.
Well, let's do oak first because I think shape is going to be the fun finisher.
Oh,
Pizza.
fun.
Stephanie, we're doing oak first,
Okay.
and Will is in charge because he's the master
Pizza
of
milk,
oak.
says Steph.
So I think
We've got banana, chocolate, iced coffee,
Yeah.
strawberry.
I can't vote on iced coffee because I don't like coffee, so I don't have that. I don't know where would that go. for you guys.
Dare is better than oak for iced coffee.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's put that in there.
Is the yellow banana
Yellow's
or malt?
banana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like a malt, but I don't think they do one.
Is it a
I feel like a chocolate's the best one out of all of them, right?
I would say strawberry or
I
banana
would say
when you come to
strawberry
milk.
above, yeah.
Yep.
Strawberry
Well,
milk
there
is
it is.
so gross.
strawberry good or great? Is it good or is it great?
It's
pretty
good.
great. It's pretty bloody
I don't
great.
know.
I said it's pretty.
But are you
fucking
gonna
great.
are you gonna choose it though?
Over banana or over anything else?
Well, just on this thing, if you were
If
gonna have
I'm
a
getting
liquid,
a chocolate, I'm getting a Big M or a something else chocolate.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So I'd move chocolate down from next to strawberry. And
Yeah,
I know
strawberry's
oak
above
do good banana and strawberry.
Wow. That's amazing.
Okay.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I appreciate that, some people don't like strawberry milk, but if you do, it's the fucking
It's the
bomb.
best. Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Jesus.
All right, enjoy this
Pizza.
bit. I'll set this one up.
The top. The top.
Yep.
The
Happy
top.
with that. Yep.
All the way up.
What was that?
Chicken crimpy,
I've
cheddar,
heard.
cheese and
No.
bacon.
I guess I'd eat a chicken.
Is it cheese and bacon? I'd knock down one.
Yeah, cheese and bacon. I think I like, and then I go to eat them. I'm like,
Oh my god,
Bad.
chat's
Fake
blowing up.
bacon flavor is bad.
can't
it's really
slam a
bad.
box of these.
Spartan 1 is just like, who the fuck has the munchies now?
We went
Everyone's
pizza.
like,
We went pizza heavenly.
Yeah. Pizza Heavenly.
I think barbecue could sit next to them.
Yeah.
In fairness,
yeah.
and in the honor
I
of,
agree.
of Nick
I agree.
missing, I would. If someone put a box of barbecue shapes in front of me instead of pizza shapes, I'd be fine.
There
with
are
it.
some
So wait,
very
which ones-
hardcore chicken crimpy devotees, but I agree, but it sits below.
Chicken crimpy
I-
is not that. At that
What's the
tier.
difference between barbecue and pizza in terms of...
Chicken crimpy has no flavor you can see.
It's true. And you want to be able
Have you
to sit
zoomed, but Steph, have you zoomed in on it and seen the little people dancing on the chip? What the fuck is wrong with my chip? What's the consensus over barbecue and pizza?
good thing
'Cause
about
I
chicken
haven't
crimpy is
tried
What
it.
is wrong with you, Peter?
the only good thing about
Great
chicken
is still
crimpy
up
is
there.
that you can nibble all of the crimpy bits off it
Yes.
around the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
They're
got
a
yourself,
fun eat.
then you
They're
put
a
it back,
fun
then
eat.
you've got a Jats and you just put it in the Jats.
I snuck the Scotch finger up there as well while we're talking about
No,
something else, just
yeah.
absent-mindedly. I snuck the Scotch finger up there.
Pizza is not just tomato. It's Italian tomato, and you put it and cheese, and you put it on your tongue, and it's so exciting texturally and the taste.
What the bloody hell was that? I've got a Scotch finger up there.
We got Scotch this is such a big one. I need to scroll through it for us to see it all.
I'm happy with this.
Heavenly is
check the top
heavenly.
again,
Is heavenly.
What is that Kirk's thing on the top?
Hey, my vote. I'm taking
What is that? Is that the Pascio? Is that Passiona?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
it.
Right. That's all good. I don't know how VB isn't up in great or heavenly.
I'm so
And it feels
pleased.
weird to put a beer up there in between all this junk food. It's like, alcohol's
Like,
great. It's like,
VB is
it's
just totally good. It's above shit beer, but it's not. It's not a top
or as
beer.
old mate Dave puts it, VB arse. So thanks very much.
All right.
Good.
Save and download.
Perfect.
Very
That's a
good.
great lift. That's a good lift. Oh, sorry. I thought for a second all the oaks were together as well. I'm like, oh well,
They
well
almost
done.
are, except strawberry.
Yeah.
Here's what we think of flavored milk, Will. Cool.
It's alright.
So we've
It's
got
not good content.
We've got one more.
Oh. Wait, do we?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We got one more.
Yeah, it's a perfect one to round us out.
Yeah, and we decided at the start of the thing it would be the good one to round us
Really?
out. So it is.
Old men? Old man milk?
It is Kingdom Hearts games ranked.
No.
So I was thinking, and hear me out.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like.
Oh no.
Just, freestyle a little bit.
Shortest travel distance.
Freestyle, and then we can make some adjustments if we feel like. Maybe.
Oh God.
I know.
No, move 2.5 up.
People are
Yeah, I'll move it to
cancelling their
here.
Patreon
Yeah,
subscriptions
I
as we
there.
speak.
I put
And
the
now
red
onto
one at the
there.
front. The red one's quite good.
Definitely has a
I like the
shine.
color of
Rough
the red
puff.
one.
Don't make me leave.
Yeah. Perfect.
List saved, list done.
Yeah. So.
Well done. Good work.
All right, we've done it right here.
We did. That's done.
no.
And Peter,
Oh,
that was a
no.
segment we like to call.
Fucking hell. The dramatic music as well.
Moments will be lost in time,
In time.
like
I love that you've made his mouth blue to match it.
in rain.
That was TIMECODES in Rain, which of course is a subsidiary to Nicrotex's.
5 years for what you did.
Oh, God.
Do not forget what you did. Yes. No.
Oh, dear. I've missed this segment. That was a
Well,
good
I just want to
segment.
say, if you've subscribed up until now and choosing to end your subscription, it's been nice having you, and I've appreciated your support. And
wild
I wish
ride.
you well on your journey.
Yeah, so I'm never watching this show again.
Well, if you didn't watch the show anymore, you'd miss this wonderful ad break before we round out the show.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to a Wild West stream.
Now we're talking. I think it looks good. Oh, some of them gone to sleep. Oh, perfect.
And you blow up in your sleep.
Oh my goodness. Stay very still. You might not see me in here. It worked! I'm a cowboy! Nice. Save. Yeah!
He'll come in all handsome and
Oh, no.
smelling like a mix of earthy clays and Moroccan spices.
I'm really proud of you guys.
I don't know if it's his aura, or he knows a guy, or he's like a walking broken mirror.
Fuck.
But he will cancel your show.
It's the penis. Can we just cut the feed and start again?
Did you find?
Yeah, I mean, we can go offline, I guess, but...
No, it's happening again. Hi.
Can I... What the fuck are you going to do?
If you have a show, don't call Raj. Unless you hate that show, then Raj is the man for you. Raj, he'll fuck your shit up.
Thank you very much to those words from our sponsors from GrimPikzel there and Samantha. We hope you got a D or an HD on your passing grade for that short film. It is wonderful. Well,
William,
and there's
send
the
me
hand.
kindness.
Will, send him kindness. There it is. It's not going to work this way. There it is. Beautiful work. Lovely.
Remember
work
when we
as always.
did that Raj gag live and everyone fell for it and we're like, oh my gosh, they actually hate each other and are really fighting. And then we were like, psych!
I don't know. Pete Method acted the shit out of that. I was terrified of him. We did, of course, see an ad for Raj there. Thank you very much. And, of course, a little teaser of Peter's Game Club, which you kicked off last week, playing Weird West. And that is a game you'll be continuing to play a little bit of. Hopefully with a few less cattle calls, or maybe more. Tomorrow is the plan.
Yeah, I got to throw a few in there. It really gets me in the mood.
It really checks your peaking microphone.
Yeah, Will captured the exhaustion I felt of yeehawing. It was what I was doing periodically throughout the stream because it's such a focused game. I got tired playing it. And that's fine. It's just one of those games. But I would yee-haw to get myself back into the spirit. And then by the end, I was like, I don't have the fucking energy to even yee-haw myself back into this. So we're going to be playing again tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. So you can tune in to watch that. You can play along as well. You can jump into the Discord and chat about the game. I've started it as well on Game Pass. We'll be playing it for this month and then doing a little wrap-up at the end of the month. So that's what's happening for the rest of the week. We'll be back next week, but I'm not sure if we're doing the news. And like Nick, I'm going to discuss work stuff live on the show and ask, are we doing the news? It's a public holiday.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We're doing the news. That'll be on Monday.
That was not the answer he wanted to hear.
Well, it's just like, I've just got this public broadcaster background. It's just ingrained in me. And it's like...
To not have a public
holiday. It's like, no, we're here to serve. And I'm
does Melbourne get a public holiday? Will you be enjoying the day off?
Does Melbourne celebrate the resurrection of Christ?
Does Sydney have public holidays?
No.
It just has
we haven't had
rain.
one for a long time.
Yeah.
Just rain. Yeah.
Just rain.
This is true. So yes, we will be doing the news next week. There will be a Game Club stream in between there. But that rounds us out to the end of tonight's episode of Back Pocket. It's a late one. We got really into those lists.
How did we do
we got really into tiered lists, apparently. But
it's the food ones that I feel
that was it's hard to throw down an opinion on a bald character, but I've sucked on a Sunny Boy and I did not care for it.
I could rate food items all day. All day.
There it is. There's the new spin-off show. All right. Well, on that awkward note, it's probably time to head towards the post-show and round out this show as well. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Pete. And, of course, a huge thank you to the mods for keeping the show up and running and keeping all this chaos in order. They know who they are. It's Gat, Syntax Error, Kit Carnage, Liz Dahlia, Sithcat, Phoenix Lion, Disturb778, Jex, Caboose, and What's the Shark. But, of course, we don't just have the mods. We have you guys as the patrons who look after the show by paying for it and look after us paying for us. And you know who you are as the patrons of the show. If you want to be a patron of the show, you can head, of course, to our patron page, and you can find a link to that on backpocket.gg. There's links to everything we do there. And that's where you can become a patron and also a top-stitched patron. Like, that's hard to say. Peter, who are some of these top-stitched patrons as we round out the end of the show?
We're very well prepared for this sequence here. Thank you to all of our special top-stitched patrons. Starting, of course, do you need a knee? Our knee, she's got them. And you can look at them. You can't have them. You can just look. Mason doesn't have any knees because he's a fish. Fish don't have... why is he a fish? Slowpunk. He'll slowly punk you, but with consent. Akarash will make sure that consent is legally binding because he's a bee lawyer. Nicrotex. Look at Nicrotex. It looks so cute. Doesn't fit at the desk. I think that's like, before we even do Nicrotex, I think that's such a great capturing of the beauty of such a humble and sweet, but also brilliant, powerful being like Nicrotex. Boxy. Not at work. Coastal City is basically every city in Australia, so I don't know what's so special about the one he's from. VegaBus. VegaBus, the voice of this show. What a darling. Thank you, VegaBus, for your support. We love you. Hey, how's it going, Timothy? Creator of worlds, destroyer of us when we say dumb shit. It's Jepp. That's a dog with a hat, a military hat.
Join the dog army. It'll make sense.
Join the dog army. It'll make sense. Yeah, that one's scripted. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Just relax. Evil Spy Boy. That is not diarrhea. That is some kind of nebula. We Are Robots. That is not diarrhea. It is some kind of company that creates custom controllers, and they're awesome. BuriBuri. That is not diarrhea. That is...
No, you get one more. You can't keep doing
it. No, you get three, though. It's a rule of threes. BuriBuri is registered as one of our favorite patrons by far. Toxichorg. Oh, you're going to get a Toxichorg out as well, aren't you? We're going to see that Wang in all its glory, and Toxichorg as well. Dream PC. You dream it. They build it, and they custom build them based on your designs. And then if your design is a shit design, they'll be like, why'd you dream that? That's a dumb design. Here's a good one. So that's pretty helpful. And there's Wolsey. And Wolsey's going to sponsor the post show. So good on him. He loves the sexy stuff. That's a Peter. That's a Peter through and through. And there you go. That's that segment. I did it. Steph was on her phone the whole time. Not interested.
Pete's here spinning comedy gold like that's not diarrhea, and instead you thought, I'll check Twitter. Sure.
No, well, I was looking at what Nick had written, and I was trying to sort of decide if I'm going to write them for next week, because I know that our next show
I know
is
the audience
like...
loved your whimsical writings and all your, mainly it was the voice, but everything in there was delightful, so I think...
I know, but I can't drop it every week because I feel like...
But it hasn't been every week. It's been 3 weeks off, I think. So I think you're overdue. And yeah.
No, I know, but because if I do it too often, then people will get bored of it and they won't be excited about it. So I have to drop it on them. But I also feel like next week we should do a kind of like something fun for the show because
we've got something fun planned, and we have a title sequence for it that is ready and prepped and good to go. We are not good to go. We're good to be done because that is the end of Back Pocket.
That's literally good to go.
We're good to go all the way.
I was going to say like a fun, like a theme or something, like a party vibe, and we can make splatter or something.
It's a party game we have ready to go, but yeah, if you want to bring the
we could get martini glasses,
the Sergeant's party pack,
maybe like a 70s vibe, maybe like a 70s vibe.
Okay, here's a challenge. Let's bring as much of the food that we just listed to next week's show, and we're just going to have
only the S tier stuff.
Only S tier. We're going to look over the S tier, and we're going to bring a platter of that, and Nick's going to be like, "The fuck is this about?"
We'll all wear bald caps.
We'll wear bald caps and we'll all bring a sexy Kong. All right, that is the end of Back Pocket. Thank you for watching, everyone. As we said, go check out our socials for everything we're doing across the channel and tune back in for more Back Pocket content next time. But until then, stick around for the post show that's coming up next, and we'll catch you guys all later. Let's back it out. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.